couple little niggas out here tripping. World ain't what they told me, always thought that it'd be different. Disregard that hate and keep your mind straight on your mission. I could lead a horse to water, I hope one day he gon' listen.
I just keep a little bit of my cold blood, put a little bit of my plus one. Don't know where to put my trust at, nigga never had no trust fund. Keep a little bit of my glove by, put a little bit of my shindig. Come around all that rock, talking about shit we been did. Keep a little bit of my cold blood, put a little bit of my plus one. Don't know where to put my trust at, nigga never had no trust fund. Keep a little bit of my glove by, put a little bit of my shindig. Come around all that rock, talking about shit we been did.
Blew up in the land, I'm a landmine. Nuts on the ground, I'ma stand mine. Shook with them boys with the hand signs. Let me cook on them boys, I demand mine. I'ma mix of the grits and the glow up, with the shits and the bricks for the blow up. Putting tips in the tits when I'm toe up. Getting rich in a bitch, I'ma go up. And I never ran, this is my city, fool. Got a pump in the back like a kiddie pool. Put 10 on the tank with the old school. About to use my stress like a pro tool. When I flick my wrist like a game of horse. Never need luck, I stay the course. Glued to the game, I ain't divorced. Niggas follow them trends, I made the source.
I just keep a little bit of my cold blood, put a little bit of my plus one. Don't know where to put my trust at, nigga never had no trust fund. Keep a little bit of my glove by, put a little bit of my shindig. Come around all that rock, talking about shit we been did. Keep a little bit of my cold blood, put a little bit of my plus one. Don't know where to put my trust at, nigga never had no trust fund. Keep a little bit of my glove by, put a little bit of my shindig. Come around all that rock, talking about shit we been did.
Still a little nigga from the west side. Good book and a blunt by the bedside. Gotta finish my work for the weekend. Tryna bounce back on them for the peekend. My fam need bread, you keep the hope. In a place where you ain't gon' meet the pope. It's cool, I know my shit for real, so I ain't gon' preach, they get the deal. Keep a couple ads out and some Advil, and I ain't gon' cap shit mad real. Young niggas spit shit that your dad feel. In the city, niggas know where I'm at still. When I'm southpaw with it, I'm moving different. Day one with them, no new additions. Same routine, it's true tradition. Better take this shit to a new dimension.
I just keep a little bit of my cold blood, put a little bit of my plus one. Don't know where to put my trust at, nigga never had no trust fund. Keep a little bit of my glove by, put a little bit of my shindig. Come around all that rock, talking about shit we been did. Keep a little bit of my cold blood, put a little bit of my plus one. Don't know where to put my trust at, nigga never had no trust fund. Keep a little bit of my glove by, put a little bit of my shindig. Come around all that rock, talking about shit we been did.
I accept and allow success in all areas of my life. I'm thankful for all the opportunities I've been given.
You ain't hit my phone up, hold on, come to my house. Quarter ounce of cookies, got me one with my couch. Made my own lane, they can't come for my route. You catch me running up them digits, hold not running my mouth. And now they see me up doing everything I plan to be. No new niggas round here, this just my family. Tryna spread love, my life ain't about no vanity. Gotta cut ties if it ain't good for my sanity. Ain't gotta speak, they know all top with me. I can't do no drama, I be tryna cop some property. Thinking that they hot shit, but it's funny cause they not to me. Talking all that pessimism, but that shit ain't got to me. My shit like prophecy, ain't hard to see it, all my partners chosen. Gotta pop my shit and clock my grip and keep my pockets swollen. These niggas be scary, I'm Chuck Berry, how I'm rockin' rollin'. And they know I'm bout my sliding through Southside, how could I not be holding? Brody say he got another play for me, say less, I'm en route. Cause it's getting paper shit, the only type of shit I been bout. And I'm praying faithfully, but you know I gotta let that sin out. And I gotta be cautious of the message that I'm trying to send out. Energy so positive, I'm positive they can't stop it. Gotta set my stop loss just to make sure that I take profit. Putting pack in the air, put a little bit of lemon all in my green tea. I'm living no limit, they know what it is right when they seen me. You ain't hit my phone up, hold on, come to my house. Quarter ounce of cookies, got me one with my couch. Made my own lane, they can't come for my route. You catch me running up them digits, hold not running my mouth. And now they see me up doing everything I plan to be. No new niggas round here, this just my family. Tryna spread love, my life ain't about no vanity. Gotta cut ties if it ain't good for my sanity. Ain't gotta speak, they know what's really poppin'. I'm shiny suit man, making them bands, they know I'm Diddy boppin'. Slap 10 on the tank, I had to stop and get them top papers. These niggas gon' see me out and act just like they not haters. I had to get it how I'm living, now I'm living well. Cause if you can't make a decent living, then you live in hell. They steady stuntin', I be trying to teach the youngest something. I got that shit to shake your windows, keep your bumper jumping. Later on, I might just hit that venue, see what's on the menu. You tryna flex that shit that's on you, but this shit ain't in you. I'm about to book a trip to Aussie, tell a bitch get off me. Jet black and richer than your coffee, got me feeling saucy. Ain't talking power moves, you lost me, hold my time, be cautious. I'm sliding around my side like hockey, she gon' gag and gawk me. I'm dropping ashes on my slippers, kung fu with my kickers. Pulling in that cut, I'm sharp as clippers, jacket with them zippers, strip her out her knickers like. You ain't hit my phone up, hold on, come to my house. Quarter ounce of cookies, got me one with my couch. Made my own lane, they can't come for my route. You catch me running up them digits, hold not running my mouth. And now they see me up doing everything I plan to be. No new niggas around here, this just my family. Tryna spread love, my life ain't about no vanity.
All right. Welcome to Paradigm Shift TV 314. This is your brother, DMG, the poet. Y'all give me 1 second. My wife just happened to be calling when I started the show. All right, family. My apologies. The queen called. I must answer. So, Miss Lamb, I see you. What's going on, sis? And so, I'm really not supposed to be hosting the show. It's supposed to be my brother Jacobus, but I got to give him a minute to jump on. So y'all bear with me. But y'all see the title of the show. Is marijuana beneficial or detrimental to Black people? And hopefully we're going to get some people to come on the panel and share their opinions on this. Of course, my brother, Captain K, came on the other day, and he said that there basically isn't a difference between a weed head and a crackhead. Now, obviously, I think that is a bunch of malarkey. I can barely believe the brother even let that come out his mouth, but then I can believe it because I know the ISUPK is ignorant when it comes to marijuana. And they believe alcohol, of all things, is actually better than marijuana. Like what? It's come on, man. So that's what we're dealing with when it comes to our brothers in the ISUPK. I've never heard of alcohol being used, and I'm talking about alcohol in terms of what they call spirits, liquor, Hennessy, gin, vodka, cognac, they say that that's better than weed. I have never heard something so blatantly ridiculous in my life. Both can be detrimental if not used correctly, obviously, because I think that's anything. But to say that alcohol, which we know can lead to so many different health problems, is better than weed, something that's used to actually heal people. It's actually used to heal people. Yet my brothers in the ISUPK say alcohol is is better. And no, you can't get any acknowledgement because LeBron is not better than Jordan. So you're lucky I don't block you for even having that as your name. But anyway, shout out to you. Even though shout out to LeBron, that's my guy, second best player in NBA history behind Michael Jeffrey Jordan is Lamont Ramon Jordan. I mean, I said LeBron Ramon Jordan, LeBron Ramon James. And so that being said, um, and my man said it, alcohol can kill you. And it could cause you to kill others. Like if you drive under the influence, get it together. If you drive under the influence of alcohol, you're not only putting yourself in danger, you're putting other people in danger. If you drink excessive amounts of alcohol over an extended period of time, you can do insurmountable damage to your internal organs. I'm talking about cirrhosis of the liver, which could lead to make you more susceptible to any of the hepatitises. You pick the letter. It's a myriad of diseases. It make you more susceptible to certain cancers. Alcohol is not. It's a vice. It's nothing that outside of you doing it recreationally and in moderation, it is nothing beneficial about drinking alcohol, unless we're talking about something like red wine or something like that. However, with marijuana, has several benefits. I've told y'all many times that I deal with bipolar 2 disorder. Marijuana makes me a lot easier to deal with under those circumstances. That's just a fact. So I'm struggling to understand the logic behind somebody saying if you smoke marijuana, you are the same as a crackhead. That I like the ridiculousness of that statement is just I can't even put it in a word. So I'm gonna drop the link in the chat. We're gonna see if my man Cap 10K gonna come in and stand on his statement. And yeah, we're gonna see if we can have a conversation like about it. Now, and y'all know me and Cap had this conversation a few months back. I beat him up as usual, even though, of course, according to him, he don't lose any conversation. Even though I put up polls and everything, and yeah, I had a little dry skin, and yeah, I put lotion on live in front of y'all. That's how I do it. Anyway, we put up a poll, and the people chose who they felt made the most sense and got the better of the conversation. Yet my man Cap say he won. It's amazing, even though he's spewing old, outdated rhetoric, right? Old, outdated Nixon era talking points that have been debunked and proven wrong. Hey, Miss Lamb, I can see it. I can see it. What you talking about? It ain't about y'all. It was about what I could see. But these talking points is old and outdated. They the very talking points that was used to justify the war on drugs, which we know led to the mass incarceration of so many brothers and sisters under the auspices of this made up conflict called the war on drugs, which just gave them an excuse to come into our neighborhood and lock up our citizens. And so to hear a black man repeating and spewing that nonsense is ridiculous to me. I know people who've been smoking since they were 13, 12 years old in their 70s, and they never touched another drug. This gateway drug myth that people put out there. It's nonsense. And so I want to get down to the bottom of it. 420 was yesterday. We still got a lot of people making these same old comments, like my brother did, came right here on this channel, and that's my man. So he got carte blanche on these on this station. But when he say BS, he and so he definitely gotta deal with that scrutiny. You say to lose weight. Hey, whatever the reason is, hey, as long as this is helping you maintain a healthy lifestyle, it's all good. I just think that some of this rhetoric it just got to be put out the pasture, one way or another. I see you in the GT, and I agree with you, bro. I've never heard of anybody dying from a weed overdose. Now I think that some of like the concentrated stuff, like the wax and stuff like that, and absorbing in amounts can lead to a person becoming ill and possibly dying. Anything that you overdo can put you in a bad state. I'm not denying that, but to like when we look at the numbers, we hear about crack, heroin, all kinds of fentanyl, ecstasy, all of these different things, meth, all of these different things people overdose on all the time. Like, when have you seen in the news somebody overdose on marijuana? I've never heard of that. I've never heard of anybody getting alcohol to treat cancer or to cope with terminal diagnosis and to get to help them with the pain of dealing with those diagnoses. When my mother was dealing with breast cancer, that was one of the first things they suggested to her. I've never heard of that when it comes to alcohol. Yet ISUPK, they have alcohol on right on deck, right there on deck. That's permitted, but weed isn't. And then they try to back it up using the Bible. If anybody can find me a Bible verse that says we shouldn't use marijuana, listen. I got a little change. I got a little change that I could part with. If you can find a scripture in the Bible that says, "Thou shalt not smoke, thou shalt not indulge, thou shalt not partake, thou shalt not," whatever the terminology would be to forbade us from partaking in marijuana. If you can find that scripture for me in the Bible, I can I just hit me with your cash out, and I hit you up, because I ain't seen it in there. As a matter of fact, I haven't seen any. I don't think marijuana is in the Bible at all. So I think that yeah, and the GT, I think you just brought up a good point, my G. I think you just brought up a good point. It says, you said the closest you can come to is concerning the body is the temple, and we should take care of our bodies. I think marijuana helps us do that. I really do. And so it like I guess it would depend on the intent then, if we're gonna refer back to the Bible, because when somebody is using it for health reasons, then that would be exactly what they would be doing. And so that's what I mean. People, and even then it's still a stretch, because it's who's to say that's harming the body, because somebody would have to show me where marijuana does harm to the body. Like I say, my man's is 75 years old. He said he been smoking since he was 12. And I mean, my dude is healthy. And by the way, this is one of my Muay Thai instructors, 75 years old. And he like, "Hey man, when you get up in here, you're gonna see the old man gonna put you down." I'm like, he talking crack, but and look, he's 75, but he look every bit of 55. Very good shape. And you know how them fighters be. But yeah, he say he been smoking since he was 12. When he first started, it was for different reasons, but for now, like my man the GT said, he a little banged up, deal with some arthritis, then had a couple of surgeries. I tore my meniscus. He tore both of his meniscus. So it kind of helped him cope with that. And then, like me, he deal with mental illness as well, of a different variety, but still in that category. Whereas I deal with bipolar 2 disorder, he deals with borderline personality disorder. And it helps both of us kind of rein in some of those darker impulses when our moods start to shift. And so I'm just confused as to how my brother Cap could come to that conclusion, outside of the fact that he's repeating again Nixon era, Reagan era, Republican conservative rhetoric. And what's so strange about it is ISUPK says that the white man is the devil, right? The white man is the devil. Well, the truth of the matter is the rhetoric that you spewing comes directly from that devil. Directly from that devil. Like you ain't came up with that on your own. You ain't came up with that on your own. That, like, you got that directly from the devil. That gateway drug nonsense, you got that straight from that devil that you claim the white man is. That's who you got that rhetoric from. My man Sabio in the building. What's up, man?
What up, man? Just hearing you, just seeing what the show is about, man. I don't understand what this big. I seen the show he did the other day. I will say I didn't watch it. I seen the title of it. I was like, oh, really? And that's all I mean, I really don't know too much that he said because like I said, I didn't watch it. But like I've always said, marijuana usage, it all depends on the person. Like I don't see any harm in marijuana usage. Me personally, I know somebody as old as you who still use marijuana, and it helps him with his glaucoma and stuff like that.
You say as old as me?
As old as the person you were speaking of. I meant to say.
Okay. I was about to say, damn, Sabio, how old you think I am?
Brother Ray. Brother Ray. Yeah.
Shout out to the elder. Shout out to the yeah. You see what I'm saying? Like remember the brother I was talking about, and brother Ed, 75 years old, Muay Thai instructor. You just mentioned brother Ray, and they both still partake. Yet my man's is saying that a crack ain't no difference between a crackhead and a pothead / weed head. Like you just saying nonsense like that, it make it hard for me to take what you're saying seriously. You see what I'm saying? Like if you want to talk about these cats that's doing fentanyl, that's leaning on heroin, that's doing ecstasy, smoking crack, all of this different stuff, right? Meth. Then we can have a conversation. But you talking about weed?
Hungry, happy, sleepy.
Come on, man.
Hungry, happy, sleepy, horny.
There you go. That's it. And chilling. And chill. Yeah, you chill. And so it's again.
If you go out and shoot somebody after you done smoked weed, you done got something else and you done took something else with your weed.
Yeah, you let the wrong person roll.
You let the wrong person roll your blunt. Y'all done been drinking. Y'all done took something else because I done had some enemies in my life, and I done been high as hell. I ain't ever grabbed a gun and went and shot them.
Hey, nobody. Check out the question, the comment on the screen. My man say, you're not going to pawn your car for a joint. When we just talking about that earlier.
Hell no, you not.
Yeah,
my man, nobody in the building, and my man, nobody gonna be taking over. You sound good, bro, loud and clear.
Okay.
My man, nobody gonna be taking over the hosting duties in about 8 minutes. Trying to see if my man Sue Tech, my man Cap, gonna come on and defend his position.
Yeah.
I'm glad Sabio here because if Cap come on, Sabio, let Sabio beat Cap up if he decides.
It is what it is. Sabio, what's good, bro?
What's good? Nobody. How you been, bro?
Same old stuff, man. Shit, different day, bro.
Right. You know? Same here, working, staying away from the retarded people.
Right. That's all. Me too, bro. Just working every day and trying to get this money and pay these bills, man.
Man, keeping my head above ground.
So DMG, how long for Cap and Sekou said that? You said 8 minutes?
I said in about 8 minutes. I'm gonna jump off.
I don't think he's gonna come defend his position.
I sent Cap the link and then I put it in the group so Rocky and Tech can see it. So
I know Rocky said he had something to say on it too.
Yeah, let me text it to Rocky too. But
why would he defend his position though? I mean, it's totally biblical, and he already know we're living in 2023. So some things that was meant for back then got to stay for back then.
Yeah, and the thing is, again, and Sabio, you let me know if you agree. All of this white man, the devil stuff when it comes to IPPK, and then you turn around and you repeat Nixon era, Reagan era rhetoric about gateway drug use, about
That's what he said. He said weed
that's
is
the
a
stuff.
gateway drug.
That's the stuff he said a weed head and a crackhead ain't no difference.
I heard him say that. I think I heard him say that when I
He
seen this
talking that
show. I'm like, what is
gateway
he talking
drug
about?
stuff. He talking that gateway drug stuff.
Wow.
What up, Yasha? I see you, the elite Hebrew in the building. Yasha ben Israel. That is the elite Hebrew. Hey, I got to drop a bomb for my brother Yasha. I coined that just so. Hey, look, when y'all start hearing them call him the elite Hebrew, just remember I coined that phrase.
Just keep my comments to myself on that.
Don't be hating, Sabio. Don't be hating.
I'm not gonna say anything.
I hear you. You and nobody got a lot in common. That's all. I'm gonna leave it at that. Nobody. What's your stance on? Oh, go ahead, Sabio. My bad.
I just wanted to say y'all should have seen me the other night on Q Butter when he had that marathon. I was slaying people.
Oh yeah, what was y'all talking about?
Oh, it was some of everything. We had abos on there. We had slave trade deniers. We had flat earthers. I was just knocking them down. I caught me a few bodies. I'm surprised there ain't a warrant out for my arrest on YouTube.
Ooh, I gotta look at it now. You say they had flat earthers on there, man? Oh.
Yes, sir. I caught me a few bodies. Ask the chat if I did call me a few bodies. The chat will let you know. The people that saw.
I don't understand. Like, hey man, hey, I'm gonna be doing the show soon, talking about the self-hatred of the African American man, and I'm gonna be talking about the Israelite thing, the tribe of Shabazz, the Moors, the Abos, all of these different ideologies that's claiming to be all of these different things that all of like DNA deniers, all of this stuff, this different stuff, all of these people who talk like our ancestors was stupid because they was Christians. I want to get to the bottom of how it is that we got factual documentation that say we came from Africa. And y'all done came up with all these other lines and threads and multiverses of history where we not. I just want to see how that works and why, and get into the psychology of it. You know, I'm a Franz Fanon fan, so I'm gonna get down to the bottom of it. I got a powerful brother coming on tomorrow too, and he from my neck of the woods, Sabio. So he'll be on at 12 noon. Formerly known as Brother Lionel, but you know he legally changed his name, and he go by I hope I'm saying it right, Kuhana or Kuhani now, but I got to get the right pronunciation, so I don't want to butcher it no further. But I'm gonna let the brother pronounce it tomorrow. But you know Brother Lionel.
I know Brother Lionel.
Yeah, jump on side. I didn't know he was from St. Louis. Did you know that?
I didn't. Nope.
Yeah, he was like, "Are you from St. Louis?" And I'm like, "Yeah." He was like, "Me too." I'm like, "What area?" So he down by the in the Ville.
He down in the Ville.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
That's correct. I had no clue. So I'm like, "Hey man, we all gotta link up at Legacy, man, and just build." Have some drinks and just, you know what I'm saying? Like that's crazy that it's a lot of people in St. Louis, man. So we're gonna have to link up for sure. But yeah, I'm gonna be interviewing him tomorrow, man. The brother got he a young brother and he got some good ideas, man. You know, he did a presentation on Black liberation theology, a Pan-Africanist. He deep. He got some interesting stuff he want to talk about. So we're gonna get down to it. I got some questions that I'm asking them about Pan-Africanism and is it really applicable today in this modern society? So
I
yeah,
don't think any isms are applicable today, and I think we're stuck trying to live in isms.
So look, 12 noon tomorrow when we get done building, jump on and ask a question and tell them why you feel like it's not applicable then, because I'm sure he feel like it is. I used to, and that's kind of fade.
If you're using it as an outreach tool, yes, it's applicable. If you're
No,
using
what
it
I mean,
as a connected
the way,
as a connectivity tool, yes. But if you're actually talking about trying to go back to Africa and all that, I mean, if that's what you personally want to do, then that's a personal choice. But I don't think it's applicable as a people.
okay. Okay, yeah, that definitely come on and build with the brother tomorrow.
We're
Then.
not
But
even unified. We're not even unified mentally enough as a people to do something
but
unified like that.
I think that's the point of Pan Africanism though. But we're gonna talk about
But we
that
have too
tomorrow.
many isms. Exactly. There's too many
Hold on.
other isms.
Yeah. We'll talk about that tomorrow. Let's get back to the lecture at hand. That
Yeah, I hope
being
Captain come on.
is
I don't think he gonna come.
marijuana.
You see me on here, he ain't coming.
Yeah, you might have them shook. Is marijuana beneficial or detrimental to Black people?
And you
My
know, go
personal
ahead.
belief is that it's beneficial. And we can talk about it from an economic standpoint when we dealing with the legalization, because not only can you,
Those are jobs.
as those are jobs, if you can get in on the business end of a distillery or become I can't think of the word, but become somebody who can grow
Yeah,
it
you can grow.
and sell
Yeah,
it
a dispenser.
to the dispensary. Then that's an
Grow it.
economic
Right.
opportunity as well. And so, but if you take 2 or 3 people, maybe 5, because you don't want to start spreading money around between too many people. But if you can't do it by yourself and you can get a good group of people where you can get a dispensary, that's an economic boom. Like, we just in the few months that it's been legal here in Missouri, how much money they done made.
Mm-hmm.
And so, but again, like I said, even if you can just grow it legally and become a supplier for the dispensaries, that's an economic boom.
Mm-hmm.
To where we couldn't do that before. We have to worry about if we got caught with it. Never mind, being able to profit from it and feed our families. You know what I'm saying? So I think that it's an opportunity that way. But even when we talk about just what it does in terms of your health, whether it's mental health, whether it's, again, pain relief, all of that, how the ISUPK can justify this villainization of this product. Cap, hey Cap, before you go in, why you couldn't just come in like nobody did?
What you mean?
You on a different phone or something?
I don't know what it is. Cause usually I jump in on this line, on this phone I'm on, and they usually, pull me right on in, but I don't know what happened this time.
Let me. I'm gonna check when I jump off. I'm gonna check the settings just to make sure you good. With that said, we got Captain K in the building, the man who says weed heads and crackheads, there is no difference between the two. We got our brother Sabio in the building, who says that simply is not the case. We got our brother Nobody from Trust and Believe the Gospel who's going to be playing the host for tonight. We got a few other people who are going to be jumping on the panel later on. Cap going to defend his position. Give Cap enough time to get out what he got to say. Nobody, you can give him a set amount of time if you want to, or you can just let him rock. But either way, make sure you give him time and then give Sabio an equal amount of time to respond. I'm saying, 5 to 8 minutes because Cap long-winded like me, and same thing for Sabio because he long-winded like me too. And then kind of do it the same, keep it universal for whoever come on the panel. So depending on who come on, you might want to shorten it to just keep it at a standard 5 minutes. But either way, just try to give everybody equal time to say their piece. Everybody respect the host. And y'all have a great show. I say weed is beneficial. Marijuana is beneficial to Black people on several fronts, but me and Cap already had that conversation. Check the poll. I beat him up bad, but of course he gonna deny that. His eyes was black, lip was bloody, nose was bloody, snotting, crying. I was like, man, I'm gonna have to take my brother out, get him cleaned up. But he said he won, so I just let him walk around bleeding. But it was blood on the walls, blood on the floor, slipping and sliding everywhere. I had to clean my Timberlands off. But
that's a dream you said you had, right?
I was wondering when you was gonna chime in.
Yeah, I was just letting you get through with that bullshit.
Right, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then I'm gonna chime in on it, because you ain't whooped nothing.
Hey, you Cap, I beat you up, man.
Oh,
you ain't beat me yet, Cap, but we gonna.
Hey, listen. A bunch of crackheads in the poll don't mean you won.
Oh,
that don't mean nothing. That don't mean nothing, bro. You know what I'm saying? You can't tell me that that's something that is harmful and has been harmful for the longest is beneficial to niggas, man. You can't tell me that.
Hold up, Cap. I gotta
play
your joint before you start. I gotta play your joint. Hold up.
Go ahead, bro.
Let me make sure I got the volume up because I gotta play your joint, and then I'm gonna let you go in. I'm gonna take off. Y'all have a good show. I'm gonna be watching in the cut. Like I said, respect the host, respect everybody's time. We can disagree without being disrespectfully disagreeable. Remember that part. We got the real young phenom, my brother Rocky.
Hey, Salak, real quick. I thought I was just a guest on the show tonight.
Who, you?
Yeah.
You are. That's why I said respect the host. That's Nobody.
Oh, okay. Shalom, Nobody. What's cracking?
What's good with you, bro?
Shalom, everybody. None.
Yeah, you just a regular person tonight. But I'm gonna check the settings because I want to know why you weren't able to come straight in like Nobody was. But I'll let you know about that.
No, I ain't never no regular person.
I say you just a regular guest now. So you gotta act like a regular smuggler guest tonight.
We lost Cap, and Rocky said that he couldn't hear, so he finna drop off and come back in.
Okay. So we'll wait for them to come back in before I take my lead. But
we got Rocky.
We got Rocky back. Can you hear us, Rock?
Yeah, I can hear you this time.
Okay, cool.
All right.
The real young phenom. Hey, I'm gonna tell y'all, Rocky could really come on these YouTube shows and take heads off. Y'all lucky he don't be having time to do it. And I'm gonna leave it at that. But we're gonna wait till Cap come back in. I don't know if he saw Rocky come up there and he saw Sabian and was like, man, let me get out of here. But here you go. Hey Cap, I thought. Yes. Hey Cap, I thought when you saw Rocky and Sabio, you was like, oh man, these Dagger Squad cats in here, I gotta go.
Rocky and Sabio.
Yeah, yes sir.
Man, I ain't scared of no simp.
Before you go in, I gotta play this. Hold up.
I'm running this shit.
Sick
your $5 ass down before I make change.
All right, go in. Y'all have a good show. Respect everybody's time. Nobody, I'm turning it over to you, my brother.
All right. Let's go and jump this thing off. We're gonna try to go in order. Since Sekou haven't showed up and the show was originally meant to be Cap and Sekou. Cap, we're gonna give you 5 minutes, bro, to go on and give your spiel on not only the subject,
Sutek,
but what
not
you
Sekou. Sutek.
No, my bad. Sutek, my bad. Cap, I'm gonna give you 5 minutes to go on and speak your speech on not only the topic, but whatever you've heard from the show tonight. Then we're gonna give Sabio 5 minutes. Then we're gonna give Rocky 5 minutes. And after that, y'all, we're just gonna try to have a conversation.
Sit your $5 ass down before I make change.
And after everybody get their 5 minutes, we're just gonna try to have a basic conversation. You know what I'm saying? I know some people may be cutting each other off and all that, but we're just gonna try to keep it, moderate. Hopefully I don't have to mute nobody. Just kind of listen to me if I tell y'all to hold on and kind of chill out or whatever. And hopefully we can just keep everything respectful, man. So we're gonna jump it off right now. Cap, you got 5 minutes, my brother. Go ahead.
I appreciate that. Shout out to all you 420 junkies. You understand? That had to get high and come on here to defend the use of drugs as if it's a cool thing. Um, I went in, the other night in class, and the smoking of marijuana is in no way, shape, form, or fashion beneficial to black people, man. Before you turn that got pistol whipped almost to death over some weed. Fights are constantly breaking out. You got our sisters that will sleep with you for a bag of weed. Matter of fact, just to hit the blunt, they don't even like give you no bud or your own. Just for you to hit the weed, they'll turn around and sleep with you for some weed. You understand? So like you can't say that shit is beneficial, man. You got something gotta be wrong with your head for all of the things that we have seen. You understand? From the youth behind the use of marijuana and to say that it's beneficial. How? Where? You understand? It's not like smoking weed. Niggas is saying, yeah, I had cancer. Now I ain't got cancer no more. Where is that at? That's beneficial. That would be beneficial if a nigga came and had cancer and then he smoked some weed and then he say he ain't got cancer no more. And he can prove it with his doctor records. That would be beneficial to the black community. But it's not. It's not doing any of that. Niggas is taking drops and vapes and blunts and cigarillos and whatever else they want to sit around and smoke in. And it is not beneficial to the black community. Like I said, I don't understand how anybody, when they right mind, would say that it is. You got to be getting high to say that weed is beneficial. You got to be one of them smart dummies that smoke weed and look up in the sky and say, "Damn, I bet I could touch the stars and the galaxy and this and the clouds and that." You got to be one of them kind of dummies that get high and then look up in the sky thinking you can add up stars. Like it's ridiculous, man. It's ridiculous. When you start going on the facts is, like I said, your body is made to reject smoke of any kind. You're not supposed to be smoking it, man. That's what your lungs is for. Your lungs, you cough because the weed ain't good. It's because you ain't supposed to be taking in no smoke. So when you do, you start coughing to get the smoke out your system. But you so damn high, you think that, oh man, this weed good. A lot of our people that have been victims of child molestation start smoking weed. How the hell is that beneficial? to where a victim turns around and tries to get some type of relief to forget the pain that they went through and then get hooked on drugs. Like, where's you cats getting this from that smoking weed is beneficial, man? This is ridiculous. Like I said, how many brothers and sisters do you know that started fights over weed smoke? Like I said, I know a cat that got pistol whipped. I know another cat that got stabbed over not passing the weed. You understand? Almost lost his doggone life, getting stabbed up by two people. Two people, a couple. You understand? A Bonnie and a Clyde. The brother said, "Nigga, pass me my blunt." He ain't pass it back, so he stabbed the dude. And
1
his
minute,
woman
Cap.
started stabbing him too. All right, right on. You know, and like I said, with that article that I read, I'm gonna let the other brothers speak, and then I'm gonna get to that article that I pulled the other night. It just came out in February, the end of February. How it talks about you can become addicted to that marijuana. It's not beneficial. You understand? Anxiety causes anxiety, depression, all of that. You can't tell me that that's beneficial, that depression is beneficial. That's why niggas smoke the weed, because they depressed. It's not beneficial. It's not beneficial. So I want one of these brothers to prove, give me some proof that smoking marijuana, give me some facts, give me some long-term facts. But over the years, they've been studying and saying, oh yeah, smoking of weed is beneficial for the black community. Somebody give me a fact, please. You
All right.
understand? All right.
All right. Appreciate you, Cap. You ended perfect time. Sabio, you got
Right
5 minutes, bro, to attack the subject or to give your position on anything that you heard, bro. You got 5 minutes. Go ahead, Sabio.
All right. Well, first of all, I want to say peace to everybody again. And this whole conversation is based off of personal feelings and the way religion has structured some people's minds to feel about a plant. You see, the first thing we have to do is separate drugs from plants. Now, the abuse of anything can be called a drug, and the misuse of anything is bad. All right, now this plant marijuana has been around for forever. We have found weed in Israelite temples. We're not going to talk about that. It's just how people misconstrue and misuse things that makes them bad. So we can talk about extreme cases in everything with everything. That does not mean that the use of marijuana is detrimental to people, because as we were speaking on before this conversation with you transpired, we all know people who health is compromised and the doctor has prescribed them marijuana for certain health ailments. And there are scientific studies and evidence that marijuana is beneficial for the health and certain ailments. So to just sit up here and cry and yell and scream and say that marijuana is a gateway drug to crack and meth, and it is a total misuse and a total abuse of marijuana. Marijuana is something that is useful for those who know how to use marijuana and understand what its usage is for. You were talking about depressed people, and I know depressed people who smokes marijuana and their depression leaves them. They're happy. But as soon as they don't have that marijuana, everything, the world's finna fall. So it all depends on the people and how they use it. It's not the drug, it's the people and the experiences that they go through in life that will trigger certain reactions from certain chemicals. You can have a chemical reaction from a pain pill. that can kill you. I haven't heard nobody dying from smoking a blunt.
You got 1 minute, Sabia.
We make these extreme claims because we have our personal religious ideologies and feelings toward things, and that's where we have to step back and actually stop being so biased because we want to be right, or we want our religion to be right. It's not about being right. It's about what people need to help them in this environment where we are consistently seeing children shot down in schools. Until we can come to that, better help those mental health issues, I don't want to hear you talk about marijuana, because marijuana has just stopped the school shooting.
All right, appreciate you, Sabio. Rocky, you got 5 minutes, my brother. The clock is on you right now. Go ahead, bro.
Yes, sir. First, I want to say peace to y'all. Hope y'all all doing well. I'm actually at work and I'm closing it down right now, so I probably won't be able to do the full 5 minutes. But I do want to refute a few things Cap said that maybe he's experienced personally, that he may be conflating, that he may be using a microcosmic example to explain a macrocosmic topic, right? So I do first want to start off by saying I think it's completely absurd that you said a woman will sleep with a man just to hit the blunt. Like that, like that is something that you had to make up. That's not realistic. That's not reality. And also, I want to speak about the comments he made about the youth's use of weed, right? Of course, we know adolescent brains are tender, and regardless whether it's weed, alcohol, no matter what drug they use, when we're talking about early pubescent children, 13, 14, 15, 16 years old. Of course, the what you would want them to do is you wouldn't want them to go to any drug, whether it be weed, whether it be cigarettes, whether it be alcohol, period, because all of that impacts the development and the growth of their brain. That's just the reality of it. But also, I don't have the time right now to really go over it. Probably in my next chance, and in my next turn in the conversation when I'll be finished with work. About the effects and the impact and how the plant actually impacts your body. I don't have the time to go over that now, but I do think it's fairly absurd for Cap to feel that way about it, because that's just not a reality of it. I emailed Pianki, or I sent him in his back chat a few. I'm sorry, DMG. I sent him a few things about just the history of it, because in order to determine and to see how we got to where we are today, we have to look at the history of whatever it is, right? Just like the Hebrew Israelites do, just like Christians do, just like we all do in our lives. One astonishing thing is that one of the biggest things they use to make weed illegal is actually racism. They said it'll make black men go crazy, it'll make black men be lazy and rape white women, and they also use that same argument against specifically Mexican men. And I find it very interesting. Cap's argument against it is not necessarily verbatim, sounding like what those old 1930 Reefer Madness commercials look like, but it sounds like starkingly similar, like very, very similar. That's what those sounded like. And I'm gonna just fall out now, regardless of what time I got left, so I can, when I walk about this building, I'll be able to elaborate better.
Okay. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you, bro. Do y'all want to continue to do the 5 minutes, or do y'all want to be able to address each other and kind of have a back and forth? How y'all feel?
I just wanted to address what this brother just said. That shit was ridiculous. Him and Sabio, you understand? Sound like
Okay,
two
okay,
goddamn junkies.
okay. So do you want to take
Go,
Okay,
5
go
okay.
ahead.
minutes?
So we gonna do this, Jacobus, right? You know how I get down. You know how I'm giving it up. I'm not gonna do no disrespect, no calling nobody out of pocket. That's not how I get
I
down.
just said you sound like a junkie.
I'm not an internet guy. That's disrespectful
I
though
just said you sound like a junkie.
and
Okay, Rocky, I know you listen to the shows. Cap don't mean no disrespect when he use certain words. You know what I'm saying? He just giving his point of view. Now, if it do get disrespectful, which I know Cap, I've been knowing Cap for a while. So if it do get disrespectful, I'm definitely here to stop all the disrespect. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not gonna let it be no bullying or no anything like that. I just feel like y'all three brothers feel strong about this particular subject, and I think that we all are grown man enough to be able to have this discussion with the different type of personalities that we have on the platform at the moment. Would you agree,
of
Rocky?
course, no, of course. But I'm just saying I see where the shit going, and I'm just not one of them. So I want to get.
Right,
I
right,
want
right.
to. Yeah.
You can mute up and drop yourself there, cause I just said, and I'm gonna say it again. You sound like a junkie, bro. That's what I said. You understand?
And
So
I'm saying this
and the
I'm saying
reason I'm
this out of
saying that,
pocket.
and the reason I'm saying that, don't try to get in your feelings and derail the discussion, because that's basically what you're trying to do now. You
Not at
understand?
all.
We have a
Not at
He
all.
manly
not calling you a
conversation.
junkie. Hold up, y'all.
We have a manly
Hold up, y'all.
conversation. And if
Pause.
you ain't
He
man
not
enough for
calling
the
you.
conversation, then drop yourself.
He not calling
See,
you
this
a
is the
junkie,
shit I'm
Rocky.
talking.
He just saying
I
sound
I understand.
based on.
Yeah,
Right.
we good, and we should have moved past that. Then he had to come back
Okay.
with this shit. This shit I'm talking about. We
Bruh,
good. We
bruh,
moved
hey,
past
And
that.
like
you
I said, if you're not
sound
man
like
enough,
a
if you're not
culture
man
vulture.
Hold
enough,
up, everybody, hold up,
then
real quick,
No,
that's
you
fine.
are
That's
a
real
culture
quick, everybody,
vulture.
hold on,
that's
wait,
I
fine.
did,
bro,
I did,
everybody, real quick,
Jacobus. You
And
know
real
you
my
know
quick.
some,
intention was not to derail the conversation,
I'm not
Jacobus.
soft.
I just wanted to
I know,
I'm
lay
Rocky,
that
not
we get
down
you
soft
in
to
a
before.
where
minute.
none of that shit
Come
even
on, y'all,
bothers me.
everybody,
I don't care
everybody
what
respect
you
the host
niggas
real
say.
quick.
I'm not
This is
bothered.
why,
I'm not
this
She
is
moved
why
want
I
to
was
get
trying to see.
stupid
by
with the
none of that
shit.
Hold up, everybody, pause, please. This is why I was trying to see, did y'all want to address each other or just do the 5 minutes? I think as of right
No,
now,
I'm finna speak.
let's just do the 5 minutes as of right now, and then based off of how it goes, after everybody get their 5 minutes, then we can see if we can address each other without everybody having to talk over each other. So Top, this is your 5 minutes to address everything that you just heard, and then Fabio next, and then Rocky next, and we'll just continue to go in that circle and until we end. Until we can actually address each other just one on one without it being, everybody talking over each other. That's all. Because y'all know we got people in the audience who are actually listening, right? So somebody talking over somebody is really not beneficial to anybody because the person who's talking just can't be heard. You see what I'm saying? So as long as we can keep it respectful, and being respectful don't mean that somebody might say something that you might not gonna like. Y'all get what I'm saying? Like I said, we all grown men. I know we all got
Have
tough
a good night.
skin to a certain. Okay, Rocky, my brother.
No,
You
no,
shit, man. You
I'm at work. My bad. I should have muted.
Okay. I got you right. I got you. So, Cap, anyway, long story short, Cap, this your 5 minutes. Sabio, you next. Rocky, you after Sabio. Cap, you got 5 minutes. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, no sweat. First
No,
off,
oh, no.
you got to be you need to mute, bro, until you I know you're at work.
I
I'm
So
got
finna
it. I
go
mute
got
up.
it.
on.
My bad, y'all. Let me
No,
mute up.
ain't no sweat. Ain't no sweat. Yeah. So you sound like a hypocrite, number one. Because if something is so called beneficial to the black community, but then you want to say, well, I'll encourage a child not to use it. Why? If it's beneficial, if it's so what did he say? He said, yeah, I know people that are depressed and smoke marijuana, and then they get happy. And then when they don't have the drug, they get depressed. So you mean I got to stay high all day in order to be happy? Like, that sounds stupid. I gotta sit and smoke dope all day to be happy? That sounds stupid. And that's how you know that thing right there, trying to get high, does not fix anything, man. Somebody need to mute up. Somebody off mute. I can hear your background.
My bad, Cap. Go ahead.
Oh, no sweat. Yeah. So, like I said, that makes no sense. You understand? So it means you gotta take your money and buy weed to get high all day. You understand? Because you depressed and you won't feel happy when you smoke. So when you smoke all day, you're just gonna be happy all day. Like that sounds retarded. You understand? And this is why men like this should not be leading nobody. Nobody should be listening to them. You understand? Because they don't have the answer. The answer for depression is not smoking dope all day. You're a junkie. You understand? That's what it is. You know what? You know what we do for our people in ISPK that are hurting and have issues. We help heal them, and not with no marijuana. You understand? We got plenty of brothers and sisters in our school that will tell you how they just used to sit and smoke all day long, and they never got happy. Like that don't even make sense, man. Like I can't understand what you brothers is understanding in y'all small brains to even say some stupid stuff like that. To even say that, well, using anything could be a drug, but it's just if you use it right. How the hell do you use weed right? How do you use it right? You roll it in something, you light it, and you smoke it, and you get
1 minute,
high,
Cap.
and you get the munchies, right on, and you go to sleep. You understand? And guess what? You have a bad attitude. You understand? You become a horrible individual, and niggas be being disingenuous, talking about they never heard of women sleeping around with men for weed. Nigga, it happens every day. I saw it all the time coming up. They still doing it. Young girls. I had a lecture I did on drugs, and one of the young girls. I'm gonna say this for my time run out. One little young girl I gave a flyer to, and we was asking them questions around the neighborhood as well. And the little girl was high out of her goddamn mind. And you know what she started doing? She started crying and she started complaining about all of the brothers that was on the bus stop with her that was having sex with her for the weed. We got this on tape. This sister was mad, hurt, and crying about it because they using her. They know she's a drug addict and they using her body, you understand, to fulfill their nasty need and using this little sister knowing that she's a drug addict. Like, you mean to that's beneficial? That's
All
beneficial?
right, Cap. Land your plane real quick, bro.
Okay, no sweat. I was gonna say that you mean to tell me that's beneficial to the black community for niggas to be misusing our little girls, our sisters, our daughters, cause she gets high, cause she a drug addict? Come on, man. Go ahead.
All righty,
Cool.
all right,
We hear
all
all
right.
that
Go ahead,
now.
go ahead,
Now,
Fabio. You got 5 minutes, bro.
now, people have always been using other using women for drugs. It doesn't matter their age. Women have done that shit for forever. We got to stop complaining about some shit. I'm not saying anything is right, anything is good. No, I'm not saying that at all. What I am saying is that when you sit here and you try to say that marijuana usage is equating to any type of other narcotic, you're actually conflating and abusing marijuana. No one here is condoning anybody out there selling their body or anything. I don't care what you say. Come on, bro, inbound the ball. I don't care what you say. So all that ain't gonna get you nowhere with me. What you have to do is you have to start understanding that this conversation is about what's beneficial for people. What's beneficial. So yes, there are some people who cannot even get out of bed. You got some people who can't get out of bed until they smoke some crack. I don't hear you crying about that though. I don't hear you because this isn't about. You have some people doing worse drugs than marijuana, but you're not complaining about that. You're complaining about marijuana because it's something that you have a problem against. So because you have a problem with marijuana, you're complaining about it. There are some people whose days cannot start because they have so much going on in their world that can't no God fix it, and waiting on them ain't helping them. So what do you expect them to do? You expect them to keep praying and their bills need to be paid, and they have health problems? Is that really what you got for real? Like, you have to think sometime and get your emotions up out of these conversations. I understand you're passionate about helping people and and things like that. I am too. That don't mean I'm going to stop people from doing what's beneficial for them and cripple them in the process. No, that's disingenuous of me. That's me trying to control them. I'm not here to control anybody. If smoking a blunt helps you throughout your day, helps you be able to go to work, helps you be able to do your class work, helps you be able to deal with the world, smoke you a blunt. Until then, I don't want to hear nothing, because all it is emotional conjecture at this point. And I'm not coming from emotion. I'm coming from experience.
Were you done, Sabian?
Yeah, my plane landed. My plane
Okay.
landed.
Come on, Rocky, my
How
brother.
much time we got left? How much time we got
He
left? I want
had
to
like
respond to that.
Nah, don't give him my
no,
time. My
no,
time
no,
going to
no, Cap,
Rocky.
no, Cap.
Hey,
I'm
I
just
ain't
going to
asking
the
you.
next
That's
person.
on the moderator.
Nah, you're not
I asked
getting
the
my
moderator,
time.
not
Hold
you.
My
on,
time
everybody
going
pause.
to
Everybody
Rocky.
pause.
I
Everybody
asked
pause.
the
My
moderator,
time
not
going
you.
to Rocky. I'm giving
Everybody
my time
pause.
to
I asked the
Rocky.
I got it.
moderator, not you.
I got it,
I
Cap.
don't
Cap,
I
care.
asked the
My
Cap.
time
moderator,
going to
not
Hey, no,
you.
Rocky.
Cap. Come on, y'all,
I
brothers,
asked the
brothers. I got
moderator,
it.
not you.
I got it. I got it, Shot. I got it. Yeah, bro. We just gonna go to the next person so we can get back around to you faster, Cap. You know
Okay,
what
no
I'm
sweat.
saying? Rocky, go ahead, bro. You got 5.
Cool. I don't want to. I'm probably not even going to use my full 5, and I don't want to take up too much time because I'm a little confused about what the whole topic of discussion was. I thought we were just discussing the idea of it. So the topic of today is if it's beneficial specifically,
Right.
because I don't want to
Right.
get stuck in I'm rebuttaling and I'm not even trying to, and I'm not even on topic. So we on this. Is it how is it beneficial, or just is it beneficial?
Yeah.
Is it beneficial?
Is it beneficial to Black people?
Okay, okay. That's crazy to
Yeah,
ask.
that's
Of course, I'm pro benefit. Um, I'll be home in like 5 minutes. I'll let y'all skip me and go to Sunny, and then I just go in next time around.
All righty, all righty. What's up with you, Sonny? How you doing?
hey, peace. Long time no talk to.
I
How
know,
y'all
right?
doing?
Long time, long time. Have you been keeping up with the conversation?
Somewhat. I kind of caught the end when he was calling everybody junkies. I just caught that part.
Okay. Well, the topic is marijuana beneficial or detrimental to the Black community? You have 5 minutes just
All
like
them junkies
everybody.
hear that. Don't they nobody?
Right.
Them
No, hold on,
junkies hear
Cap.
that.
Hold on,
That's
Cap.
all they
Don't
hear.
drag
Go
me
ahead.
into Don't drag me into it. You know how I feel, man. Sonny, bro, you got 5 minutes, my brother. You can speak on anything that you just heard, or speak on the topic at hand, bro. You got 5 minutes.
Um, well, I don't even need that long because I'm really catching the end of it, so I really don't have a full grasp of what everybody's really talking about because if we're looking at it on it being detrimental to the Black community, which part of the Black community would you be looking at, and what section of if we're talking about the United States, what section of the United States would that be what we're talking about? And are we talking about it as far as on a business aspect? Are we talking about it on a municipal aspect? Are we talking about it where, like he was talking about with the junkies thing, where you just overuse. So it's a bunch of different categories that's all in that one pack. So that's why I would have to hear everybody's thing more before I could really expound on it.
Okay. Well, yeah. Just e- even though you kind of didn't hear what other people have said, do you want to take another 3 minutes just to speak on the topic at hand? Do you
Well, I
think?
mean, I think okay. How about this? I'll swing it like this. I think that it could be very beneficial for the black community if we got everybody in there educated on agriculture and how investments and stocks work. So if the more we can do that, we can actually create a funnelized business and a domino effect to where we can have everybody included into one organization within our own black community to have one major stock and one major stock company going wild with nothing but us invested into our own thing, so we don't have to worry about anybody shorting our company, and we can flourish. And this can actually benefit going to other countries if we want to expand the blacks in other countries. So yeah, in that fashion, I think that it could be beneficial.
Okay. So far, based off of what I've been hearing, um, when it comes to one way of being beneficial, it can be beneficial as a monetary gain. Of course, people can start businesses and capitalize off of those things. One way that I hear that is detrimental when it comes to cap is that all smoking is bad. It don't matter what you smoke. I mean, we have fire departments uh, because of smoke. You see what I'm saying? So I think I can agree with both sides to a certain extent. If you're seeing benefit as a monetary gain, as in getting money and starting a business, yeah, I can agree with that. When it comes to smoking being detrimental to the body, period, I can also agree with Cap on that. Right now, Cap, you got 5 minutes, my brother, and the flow is yours, bro.
All right. Man, well, that that sounded very white. You understand? To turn around and use another thing to turn around and rip black people off. To say that, oh, if we just teach them agriculture so we can grow it ourselves and we'll have money and we'll have, man, you ain't gonna have nothing. That's nonsense. That is very white to turn around and come up and say that a drug that you know ain't beneficial, to turn around and say that, oh yeah, if we do it this way and that way, and if we, try to sound educated, you understand? Nobody needs to our people. And then to say, what part of the black community are we talking? What the hell? What kind of sense did that make? The black community is all black men, women, and children alike. What are you talking about? What part of the community? Well, you smart niggas sound dumb every puff. You sounding dumber every goddamn puff. The black community is all our people, and this ain't no emotion that I'm talking off of right here. I got facts that prove smoking weed is not beneficial to black people. The first thing that I mentioned was some of the stuff that I know we've all seen. You understand? I remember sisters to this day. I just saw a sister at one of our camps that we had here in downtown St. Louis. And back in the day, this sister went around the whole block. All the Negroes that smoke weed, all the junkies, was talking about this one sister. Oh yeah, she'll do this and that. You know what I'm saying? Give her a blunt. To this day, this sister is on all kinds. I don't know what the hell she on. She on about 3, 4, 5 drugs now. She looks terrible. She used to be a beautiful young girl, but now she looks terrible. And when I talked to her, she said, "You remember me?" I said, "Yeah, I remember you." And she was sleeping up under a bridge. She's homeless, high. Her and I guess the guy she with or whatever. And she started off smoking weed. So was it beneficial to her? You understand? So now she's on other drugs. She's homeless, and she was pregnant. She got kids that got taken away from her that she don't even have custody of. Now she's homeless, sleeping on. So you mean to tell me that that was beneficial? And all we need to do is just monetize it and get stocks and bonds and do it the right way? Come on, man. That shit sounds stupid. I'm gonna cut to a couple of facts real quick. Um, because I don't know if anybody pay attention. Um, I am
You
against
got 1 minute, Cap.
the smoke. All right, no sweat. I'm against the smoking and the use of any illicit drug. I don't know what person listened to me and only think I'm targeting weed. The only reason that I came up with that class that I did on 4/19 is because 4/20, the day that the junkies celebrate, was the very next day. If they had a crack day, I would go in on that. If they had a heroin day, I would go in on that. If they had a pill day, I would go in on that. You understand? So you need to check your facts. But here's one that I'm gonna give for my time run out. It says this is the from the SAMHSA, right? Substance Abuse and Mental Health Service Administration. This is an article that just came out on the 27th of February, and I'm gonna give you the first one. Know the risk of marijuana. I'm gonna pass this part because I know my minute running out. And it says approximately 1 in 10 people who use marijuana will become addicted. When they start before the age of 18, the rate of addiction rises to 1 in 6. And then it says brain health. It said, oh, I'm sorry, marijuana risk. Marijuana use can have negative and long-term effects. This ain't just no personal stuff that I'm just talking about. I looked this stuff up. It says brain health. Marijuana can cause permanent IQ loss of as much as 8 points when people start using it at a young age. The IQ points do not come back even after quitting marijuana. And I
All
know I'm
right.
close to my minute.
You
Yeah,
gotta
I was
let me
gonna say
stop you
I'm
right
close.
there, Cap, if you don't mind.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
If you
yeah.
don't mind,
No,
let me
no
stop you
sweat.
right
I
there.
was gonna stop right. I know I was going short. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna pick it back up. On the next one. Right on.
All
No.
right, all right. I appreciate you. Sabio, if you don't mind, you next, right? But Sekou just showed up, and
You
this
mean
show was
Sutek? I'll
supposed to
let
be
him
with the.
go. Sutek
Okay,
can
okay.
handle
I
his
appreciate you.
business.
So, as soon as he get done, Sabio, you next, bro. All right. Come on, Sutek, bro. Sutek, based
It's
off of
great.
the topic, and based off anything that you heard, my brother, you got 5 minutes, my brother. Go ahead.
So first of all, what I heard him say was weed was the same thing as crack. I'm not sure what specific topic y'all talking about today, but this is what I heard him say 419, as he just said, right? So he did not show or even attempt to explain how cannabis is the same thing as crack. The same thing that fucked up a whole population of people in an era of the 80s. You don't, I don't know where he is. I know where I'm from. I can't speak for nobody else, but where I'm from Tennessee. I ain't never seen nobody standing on a corner offering to suck dick for a blunt. Never seen it. They'll suck their dick for a rock though, because he's saying that someone starts with 1 out of 10 people that try marijuana or cannabis will become addicted and will move on to harder drugs. You did not make the causation or relation isn't causation, bro. So just because they got addicted doesn't mean it was the weed. Some people have addictive personalities. That's actually a scientific fact. I'm on my phone right now, so I can't pull shit up, but I'm finna boot my laptop up in a minute. But a whole group, a whole population of people during a whole era. We just watched the end of Snowfall, right? You telling me weed is the same thing as that shit? You gotta be retarded to say that somebody will have sex with you. Females are having sex out here for blunts. It's the stupidest shit I've ever heard. That gotta come from a nigga that ain't getting no pussy. You do not know how the world works, sir. That's the only thing that you prove. You think that weed is a quote unquote gateway drug is gonna make you do higher and harder shit. You do not know how the world works then, sir. If you think that women are out here fucking and sucking for a blunt, you do not know how the world works, sir, and you too old for that. He didn't mention that if he gonna go that route to try to say that the weed is the reason why these females are fucking, we can go down the same route and say alcohol. Because didn't you say that alcohol is better? We're talking about what I heard you say. That's what the brother said. Right? So I'll yield my time right here.
All right, so I'm over what Sutek just said. I'm over here looking at some things. I don't know if I really want to share my screen, but I'm gonna read some things about the medical benefits of marijuana. Drugs containing cannabinoids may be
My bad,
helpful.
bro. I was gonna come off mute. Fabio, yeah. That's right. You got 5 minutes, bro. Go ahead.
Drugs containing cannabinoids may be helpful in treating certain rare forms of epilepsy, nausea, and vomiting associated with chemotherapy, and loss of appetite and weight loss associated with HIV/AIDS. That's just some, just a few. You got pain relief, improved sleep. Let's see what I just pulled up something also from the from a law school. Let me go pull this back up real quick. See what this says. I actually closed it down, and I shouldn't have. I should have left it open. I didn't think I was going to actually get into this, but Sute just said some things, and it's like the mischaracterization and trying to align it with Schedule 1 and Schedule 2 drugs like heroin and methamphetamine is very disingenuous. Yeah, I know what these drugs are scheduled in the legal code and stuff like that. So let's see. Reasons for legalizing marijuana. This is coming from the Berkeley Law School that I'm looking at. The benefits of marijuana legalization. Berkeley Journal of Criminal Law. Let's see, the first thing they say, existing laws make tens of millions of hardworking, productive American illicit drug users by definition. That ain't what I wanted to read. Oh, this is what I wanted to read. Something I said at the beginning of my first statement. Marijuana, and this is section 1. Criminalizing people who use marijuana undermines the legitimacy of the law. Marijuana has been used for thousands of years for its medicinal and social effects, and it is the most commonly used illegal drug in the world. All right. So the first thing I said was that marijuana has been used for thousands of years. Thousands of years. He just wants to try to take it away from what I said about it being found in the Canaanite temple, on the altar of that Canaanite temple to Yahweh. They found marijuana in the temple. He want to take that away as if this is something recent. He want to act like this is something recent. You have to stop doing that, Joe. You have to stop acting like this drug is doing more than it has always done. It has always been used to help people deal with the effects of the world that bothered them, no matter what they were, mental,
You got
physical,
1 minute, Fabio.
emotional. It's cool. I'm almost done. No matter what they were. And it's the abuse of them. It's the abuse of marijuana that cripples a person. So when you are willing to do what Sutek said, stand on a street corner and sell your body for crack rock, or what they doing up in Philadelphia, that trank shit they got up in Philadelphia that's turning people into zombies. You can't even fathom.
All right. Rocky, it's your turn, my brother. You got 5 minutes, bro.
Yes, sir. Y'all can hear me clear?
Yeah, we can hear you. Fine.
All
Good
right,
and
cool,
clear.
cool. Um, I may not use all my time. I just want to be pretty direct and go to a few things. We all know that smoking anything and any smoke at all, regardless of wherever it is, your body ain't meant to inhale smoke, right? But I do want to go to a few things in rebuttal to Cap. So I feel like Sutek answered some of the came with the energy. Some of the things you need. So for the first thing, when you talk about benefits for Black people, right? Let's first go to the effects of marijuana on mental health. Now, we are not talking about somebody that smokes 10 or 15 blunts a day, right? We got to keep this conversation in perspective because there is an abuse of everything. You can abuse weed, you can abuse coffee, you can abuse fruit, right? Let's be realistic. We're not talking about people that abuse weed because people that abuse weed would abuse cocaine. Those are the same people that abuse meth, right? Sutek brought up something important in this addictive personality traits. We can't show the extreme of an argument without showing the balanced reality of it. So let's go to mental health disorder and the effects of microdosing weed and THC specifically, that specific chemical, THC, microdosing. This is coming from a study done by the University of Washington and effects of marijuana on mental health, anxiety disorders. I'm not going to get too deep, but this is specifically about social anxiety disorder. Let's go. Many people report using marijuana to cope with anxiety, especially those with social anxiety disorder. THC appears to decrease anxiety at lower doses and increase anxiety at higher doses. CBD appears to decrease anxiety at all doses that have been tested. Now you see what this thing here says. Simply, it says low doses of THC helps you. It is beneficial, right? As opposed to when somebody overdoes it and may become anxious or paranoid in a similar fashion that if you have 1 or 2 beers, as opposed to if you drink 12 beers. It's the same concept. Abuse of anything will take you over the hill, right? That's an entire study talking about the positive impacts on specifically social anxiety disorder. And I chose social anxiety disorder because with the advent of the internet and social media, that is what's popping up more so in people of my generation. And it's one of the most common mental health issues today. People just don't know how to socialize amongst each other. Boom, let's knock that out. Let's go to marijuana and cancer, right? I don't know where Cap gets anybody said smoking a blunt kills cancer because that's not at all what they say, right? One of the biggest reasons why doctors recommend cancer patients to smoke weed, one is because of the benefits that comes with dealing with the pain from it and the I don't want to describe it as peaceful sleep, right? But the sleeping aid that comes from it sometimes with these cancer patients, and also their recovery from chemotherapy. Let's go to American Cancer Society. The article is called "Marijuana and Cancer." This specifically goes into the benefits of inhaled and edible marijuana taking and the impacts of it.
You got 1 minute, bro.
Okay, I'll just read one paragraph from it because I got one more thing to go. Under the subsection, how can marijuana affect symptoms of cancer? You say we see a number of small studies of smoked marijuana found that it can be helpful in treating nausea and vomiting from cancer chemotherapy. That's why they prescribe it so people can actually eat and get food down when they're on chemo. A few studies have found that inhaled, smoked, or vaporized marijuana can be helpful treatment of neuropathic pain caused by damaged nerves. Smoking marijuana has also helped improve food intake in HIV patients in studies. And we all know that Black people, when it comes to cancer and HIV, Black people are at some of the highest risks from it. Then let's move on. I just want to drop one last bombshell because I'm running out of time. We're gonna go to cannabis and Judaism. This is no longer a discussion. Caps hate weed, but we know the Israelites was using it in some form and fashion. We definitely know it was being burnt and used as smoke, and there's a theory that it was even used in the anointing oil. I'm gonna just read this and then I'm done. It's a little excerpt that talks about Cannabis residue was found on Israelite sanctuary altar at Tel Arad, suggesting that cannabis was a part of some Israelite rituals at the time. So we know the people that he claimed to come from used it. So let's not cap here, Cap. Let's keep it a buck. Your own people used it, right? And we can get even deeper than that. We got the evidence to show that they used it, bro. We got
Man,
the
you playing,
evidence.
little
And
bro.
I'm gonna drop it, and then I'm gonna pass it on to my brothers.
Okay. I see. We have the Queen in the building. Queen, do you want to say something right now? Do you want to take yourself off mute and add to the conversation, or do you want the brothers to continue to go and you will speak your speech later on in the show? If so, take yourself off mute, and you got 5 minutes.
Okay, I don't need the whole 5 minutes. Can y'all hear me?
Yes, ma'am. We can hear you.
Okay, so I don't need the whole 5 minutes, but the detrimental part of it. Let's just start there. I feel okay. What Cap is the detrimental part of it is talking about our lungs, the intake of the smoke, right? Because not as humans supposed to intake smoke, but that
I don't know if it's me or the sister, but she's going in and out.
Hello, sister. Put yourself on mute real quick. Let's see if we could fix your audio, and then we're gonna bring you right back. Sutek, go ahead real quick, my bro, and we're gonna bring the sister right back right after you.
Yeah. I'll just say this real quick because I dropped some articles in the private chat that I'm not gonna be able to read while I'm on here because I'm on my phone. So if whenever Sabio, Rocky, if you want to check out one of those in your time, then feel free. I'll just say this: cannabis doesn't have to be smoked. That's the beautiful thing about it. There's many different forms of it. You got the straight flower, which is honestly what I like. I ain't even gonna hold you. I'm hitting the pen right now though. So there's that too. Also, there's edibles. There's tinctures. There's all type of things, bro. You know what I'm saying? So there's different ways to ingest it without smoking it and putting that stress on your lungs. Because I will agree, and I don't think nobody is going to be able to show you that there is absolutely no health risk to smoking cannabis. But when you're just talking about cannabis in general, bro, we don't have to smoke it. We don't have to smoke it. It's so many people. I'm in California. So many people are straying away from the flower. They're going more towards concentrates and edibles and shit. So there's always a way around that stress that it puts on your lungs. But yeah, that is a fact. It will smoking anything isn't good. But hey, you do the edibles, you'll get more bang. It supposedly lasts longer. I gotta it's different with me. The edibles don't really do nothing for me. So I like my flower, but yeah. I'll stop it there. I just wanted to say that I'm doing like 2 and 3 things over here.
Okay. Next up, what's my brother's name again? I think it's Sonny. 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 Go ahead, my brother. The floor is yours. Sonny, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, go ahead, bro. You got 5 minutes.
From what I gather from everything is basically it's more from what I get from Cap, it's more of a religious standpoint versus where everybody's bringing the information, because it almost seems like we're gaining up on them if we all come with information and facts on how it actually can be beneficial for, I guess, us as Black people or people in general. And he's just saying it from a standpoint or an anecdotal standpoint from, I guess, his ex that got hooked on it or whatever and was sucking people dick, whatever he was saying. And it affected him in a different way. So He's more talking about it from a feeling standpoint versus like the logical standpoint of what's actually going on. And that's why he's equating both of them with the same thing. It might have been Primos that she was smoking. She might have been smoking weed and crack. And he don't know, I don't know, or maybe I have no idea. You know what I'm saying? But somehow, some way it affected him. And for him to be that attached and it supposedly happened so long ago and he remembered it like that, it affected him more than what he's really saying. So it might have been his girl or it might have been somebody a little closer or something like that. So he ain't really hearing the knowledge. This is why it's coming off where he's getting emotional and he starts clowning people and stuff like that or talking shit to people he don't know because it's hitting to the heart. But in reality, when you start looking at it with everybody saying, like from what Rocky's saying, he's even bringing it from the religious standpoint, from what Sue is saying it from a science standpoint, from where from where my boy Sabio is saying he's coming off the same way, from the same approach on the religious thing. Like, hey, you know, it's not it's not on the page of where it's detrimental, especially in that fashion. There's a bunch of things that we do. Driving a car is more detrimental if you really want to get technical because of the carbon dioxide that it puts in the air that messes up your oxygen, actually kills plants. So when you start talking like that, it gets back into what he was saying earlier. It sounds white. Anytime a black person says something sounds white, you inadvertently say that black people sound stupid because you're saying that anything that sounds intelligent has to sound white, and it's crazy, so this is why I'm just sitting back and I'm just like listening to everything, but I don't really want to get in no emotional type of debate. I'd rather have it where it's just stuck on facts, but I'll yield the flow.
Okay. Well, hey man, that's what's up. Well, Sutek, you went right before Sunday, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Well, Sabio, it's on you, my brother. You got 5 minutes, bro. Let's go.
Yeah, well, as we can all see, when you really talk about these things, you really have to center the conversation. And I'm gonna try to talk from a person who started smoking weed at the age of 21. So I did see some of the effects of marijuana on some of my friends. Like one of my friends should have been a lot taller than he was. It stunted his growth. He recognized it. We all recognized it. But another one of my friends who had a medical condition, he had a hole in his heart. The doctor prescribed it for him. Now, why would the doctor prescribe him marijuana for his asthma and the hole in his heart? It extended his life expectancy also. He's still alive today, and the hole has shrunk. So he no longer deals with asthma and that medical condition that he dealt with. So it's all juxtapositions and sides you can take in this argument. You can see some negative things because I can see some negative things. I can see people being abused for marijuana. I've seen women taken advantage of. I've seen men taken advantage of. I've seen people robbed and killed for marijuana. I've seen it all. But I've also seen people benefit from its usage. I've also seen people get free from jail from marijuana legalization laws that have helped them because they went to jail for having a dime bag of weed. And it was their third strike. But the person who just shot 10 people got off on a technicality. Like, we got to really see where we stand and how we really look at things. And are we really pushing a a black unity ideology, or are we really pushing white supremacist ideology? Because for real, what he's pushing comes directly from the 1930s and 1980s drug campaigns. directly from the 80s drug campaign. I was a part of the DARE programs and all that shit. So
You got 1
I
minute, baby.
so I know exactly where he's coming from.
Yeah.
And he needs to stop trying to put the black community in a box and make us one big monolith that believes in the things that he believes in. Because if he actually is upholding his religion, then hey, some of his ancestors were smoking weed. Can't get around it.
And anointing they priests with it too.
Okay.
And putting it over the most holy.
Okay. Now, first off,
Hold on. Rocky, you're supposed to be next, Rocky. But to be fair, we didn't went around like one time and a half.
It's Cap turn.
Yeah, I would say yeah,
Yeah.
and Cap wasn't here, so I hope nobody mind me letting Cap go ahead and respond to everything he just heard. I hope nobody has a problem with that, right?
Yeah.
No, he good.
All right, go ahead, Cap. Cap, go ahead, bro. You got five.
Ain't no sweat, man. I mean, the conversation, boys, it's getting dumber and dumber on that side of the fence. First off, dude, I didn't say that was my ex or that was a woman that I was with. You got to pay attention, bro. Just to be saying something, just make yourself sound like you right, make yourself sound stupid. I said that young lady was sleeping with everybody on the block that smoke weed. I don't deal with women that sleep around with everybody. You understand? Those people that I named, we ain't had no type of sexual or relationship or of no kind. You understand? So, but this is the problem when cats hear something that they love, they hear something that go against it. First off, I haven't brought up no religion, no Bible. I ain't made no quote yet. You understand? I ain't quoting no scripture. You niggas is talking about I'm coming from a religious standpoint. And I ain't came from no religious standpoint yet. You niggas is strong on religion. I know how to stick to the topic. If the topic says, is marijuana beneficial for the black community? And I ain't brought up the Bible not one time. You dummies need to stop smoking. You need to stop smoking, showing how retarded you are. Now, I'm going to get back to the facts that I was bringing out about the marijuana risks. And here's risk number 2. The first one I brought out was brain health. And it says marijuana can cause permanent IQ loss of as much as 8 points when people start using it at a young age. These IQ points do not come back even after quitting marijuana. So for all you junkies that smoke marijuana, you started when you was young. That's why you're stupid now that you're old. That's why you're not smart and now that you're old. Because you're smoking and you wasn't supposed to be. That's why Rocky said, "Oh, I wouldn't let no kids smoke it. You know, we tell kids not to smoke it. Yeah, because you know you ain't supposed to. You understand?" Then here's the second one. Mental health. It says studies link marijuana use to depression, anxiety, suicide planning, and psychotic episodes. Like you can't get around this stuff. You I'm talking about some stuff from a long time ago. No, I'm not. I'm bringing up the facts, the research that the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Service Administration brought up just at the end of February on the 27th. Then it says athletic performance. And I got another article I'm gonna bring. I ain't brought the Bible yet, but you niggas have mentioned it several times. Here's another athletic performance. Research shows that marijuana affects timing, movement, and coordination, which can harm athletic performance. You think, you know what I'm saying, you're moving all slow, you're just so high, yeah, you know, turn around and hurt somebody. No sweat. Driving, it's the next one. People who drive under the influence of marijuana can experience dangerous effects. Slower reactions, lane weaving, decreased coordination, and difficulty reacting to signals and sounds on the road. Babies' health and development. Marijuana use during pregnancy may cause fetal growth restriction, premature birth, stillbirth, and problems with brain development. resulting in hyperactivity and poor cognitive function. Then it says THC and other chemicals from marijuana can also be passed from a mother to her baby through breast milk, further impacting a child's healthy development. Now, you said people need to know how to use it. The child ain't even using it, it's the mother using it. And the child can be negatively affected by the mother using the marijuana. So, you guys are ridiculous to say that it's beneficial. Last one, it says daily life. It says using marijuana can affect performance and how well people do in life. Research shows that people who use
Land the
marijuana
plane,
are
Cap.
more. I got it right here, right on nobody. It says research shows, not you brothers that just been running y'all mouth. Research shows that people who use marijuana are more likely to have relationship problems, worse educational outcomes, lower career achievement, and reduce life satisfaction. Now, that's beneficial to a nigga to turn around and be getting high, and we're gonna have the benefits of being broke because you're spending all your money on drugs. You ain't educated, you're not smart. You understand? And overall, you're not even satisfied with your life. You know what I'm saying? And then one other thing, I keep hearing people say that they found weed in the temple. I heard Sabio say, "Oh, we ain't gonna get into that." No, get into it and prove how it was marijuana and they were smoking it in the temple.
Come
Show and
on, Cap.
prove that. All right, I'm done.
Uh,
Right on, nobody. I appreciate it.
so I appreciate you, man. Rocky, it's on you, my brother.
Yes, sir. I just gonna take a few things to rebut what Captain just said. The article Captain brought up in reference to substance abuse and its negative impacts on specifically mental health is interesting. Cap probably dropped out when I actually was reading the medical study. That article was, first of all, it's from a substance abuse place, right? In context, we're t- we're talking about a place that's of refuge for people who have substance abuse problems, not your regular everyday person. And specifically in that article, I talked about the dosages of it. We know THC in lower doses. The article goes into it more. I named the place where it comes from, the University of Washington. It's actually beneficial to for people suffering with certain anxiety disorders. And I chose that specific disorder because that's what Black people go through the most. Secondly, nobody on here, bro, is saying, you brought up the fact of a woman smoking weed while pregnant. That is like, that has to be one of the most like ridiculous things. I can tell that it seems like a reach for the most polarizing statistics for you to bring up a pregnant woman smoking or a woman that's breastfeeding smoking. Uh, um, Nobody is gonna allow or encourage a pregnant woman to go consume weed, like to go smoke weed. Like that part right there is like ridiculous. That's one of those emotional jabs as opposed to an actual jab of some sustenance. Um, I'll say that. And I also want to go a little bit on, depending on my time, I might end up using it all actually. Also want to go into one of the reasons why this argument is tricky and one of the biggest benefits Black people face from the usage of using marijuana is economically, because one of the biggest things that happened and one of the reasons why it was illegal because they used racist propaganda for it. So what happened because of that? A lot of Black people, we know, right? A lot of Black men have gotten arrested for BS bogus weed charges, have went to jail for ridiculous amounts of time for it. Those people now, however long later, now are having the access and the ability to buy into the legal market. What is the legal market at? In Colorado alone, the legal market has generated billions. What is the potential for that? We're talking about
1 minute.
um,
brother.
Okay. I'm gonna throw this out there. We're talking about an industry that if co-opted and monopolized by black people, we're talking about an industry that has the potential to engineer a financial revolution and a complete misplacement of where we are right now. Like that's just the reality of it. The money that's generated from it is like absurd. The potential is there's no limit to the economic and financial potential that our community stands to gain from buying into the legal market. And I'll just say that.
Okay. Hey, Black Lion Supreme, scroll up, my brother. Hit the link, man. Black Lion
Yo,
Supreme, hit the link, my brother. Hit the link.
yo,
Right now
nobody.
tonight,
Can you
we're good.
remove that bottom avatar and just share my screen? That's what I wanted you to share my screen when that's all I wanted you to share. That's from my
Okay.
laptop.
So you want me to remove the second one and keep the first one?
Yeah, keep the first one, remove the bottom one.
Gotcha. Okay. Is that it
And
right there?
yeah, just share the
Okay.
screen.
And share the screen. Okay,
Yeah.
give me 1 second to do that. While we do that, Sabio, I believe it's on you, or is it on Sonny?
In the correct order, it would have because the order was thrown off. In the correct order,
Yeah.
it would have been Cap first, then Sabio, then me, then Sonny, and then Sutek.
Okay, so we're on Sonny, right? Right. Okay, so Sonny, you got 5 minutes, my brother. Let's go.
No, I'm enjoying this. Like
Okay, me
it's a
too, brother.
little it's like a
I
drama
got
thing. Got the emotional thing going. Got the facts going. Like I'm
right,
digging it. Yeah.
right. Me too, bro.
Hey,
I
but
do have a
are we
lot to
gonna have a
say.
segment where we talk more to each other? Like if I want to be able to ask Rocky certain questions about the studies he was on that he found, or if I want to ask Cap about the stuff he just Googled, or
Let me
you
say
know
this
what
to you,
I'm saying?
bro. Listen, bro. What you just said is what I want to do, bro. But this my only thing. I do want y'all to be able to engage with each other. The only reason why I'm giving everybody 5 minutes is because everybody, people was talking over each other and arguing and this and that, right? And I just want it to be order, bro. You know what I'm saying? But I do want to let y'all engage with each other, for y'all to ask questions and be able to cut each other off respectfully and you know what I'm saying, and ask questions and make statements and nobody get out of pocket. You get what I'm saying?
I'm sure we
Gotcha,
could
But
do that.
gotcha.
right, you
Hey,
know
and
what I'm saying?
nobody, the
So
sister
it
back
just
too.
depends, man.
The sister
Say
back
it again,
too. If
Rocky.
we no, I was just saying the sister back too. If we want to give her a chance after the next person, because she
Okay.
remember she fell off in the middle with
I
her.
agree. I agree.
Yeah.
Sister, you on the platform. Based off of everything that you have heard tonight and based off of the topic that we have of the subject of the show, you have 5 minutes to give your opinion, make your statements, ask your questions to whoever you want to ask them to. The floor is yours as of right now. Let's go.
Okay, as a woman who has had multiple children, I'm trying to figure out like where cap, like where you get the stunning of the growth and I got friends who have had children, and I got no lie. Okay, it's a couple cousins who smoke weed up until birth, and I promise you, they kid taller than me, and I'm 5'9", 200 pounds. So I'm trying to figure out like where did the weed come in at the birth situation, just as a woman, okay? But anyway, I don't get majority of the stuff Cap be saying. I'm not gonna lie to you. I love you because my husband do talk about you a lot. Okay, but I don't get you, dog. And so, I don't agree with majority of the stuff you're saying. So, like, it's we being beneficial or detrimental. Let's just go back to that. Detrimental to the fact of okay, somebody wanna just sit around and just be a bum and go around and freeload weed all day and not go find a job yeah, that's as detrimental as it get when it comes to weed, because it's not like crack, it's not like heroin, it's not like any of those other drugs that you're comparing those to, because those other drugs are really hardcore drugs that makes you want to, sell your kid in order to get your next high. Weed is not like that. It's gonna make you get the munchies, go to sleep, eat up your kids' cereal, they snacks. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna eat up all the zoom zooms and wham whams, but you're not gonna go out there and try to destroy something in order to get your next high. That's not weed. So we're not gonna compare that to actual crack or wet or some stuff that I've actually experienced in my life with my family member. My uncle's still on crack right now to this day. My mama was a wethead, and I found out later on in life. And the only thing I ever done was weed. And I promise you, my kids are good. Like, they are well taken care of. We talking about valedictorians. We talking about college students. We talking about people that are well off. I promise you, that can be your next presidents. They can be your next senators and governors, because me, myself, and my husband are raising them very, very well, even with having to endure with weed once upon a time in our lives. So weed is not what's gonna stop America from moving, from doing what it's doing. Like, yeah, crack. I agree with you. Heroin, yes, get that monkey off your back, sir or ma'am. But weed, nah, we not gonna sit up here and play like weed is just not. It can make you be lazy. I give you that, but it can't make you go out here and take 9 lives. Like, it's not gonna make you shoot up a school, or it's not gonna make you want to go jack somebody's car or nothing. It's just gonna be like, dang, man, wish I had a blunt right now, like, so I can zone out and get into what I'm getting into. Because, like they were talking about earlier with Snowfall, like, say, man, I wish I had a blunt when I was watching it, because it would have been even better than what it was. But because how Franklin did what he did, oh my God, it was amazing. Even him was just gone. I'm sorry. Okay, thank you, baby. But even he was just gone off of alcohol. It wasn't like the stuff he was selling. I didn't see him sniff a line in that show not one time. So I'm just saying, weed ain't that bad. Like, if we can think about it and come up with some even alcohol worse than weed, and we gonna want to call a thing a thing. But is that my time up? I yield the floor, Sugarfoods.
All right. Now, everybody, I just have to be fair. We're gonna go in order after this. Cap, you have a chance to respond, bro. I'm gonna give you 2 minutes for your response before we come back around and we get your 5. 2 minutes, bro. Let's go.
All right, no sweat. That is crazy, man. Like I said, it's the responses and the support of the marijuana is getting more and more ridiculous. I see why y'all do drugs, because you talk like drug addicts, and nothing that you're saying is. I just read a legit article that said that women that are pregnant. Now, mind you, I think it was a brother, Rocky, the one that said, or was a savior, whoever it was, that said you got to know how to use it right. But when the woman is pregnant, the child can get negatively affected. The child ain't using the weed at all, but the child can be affected by the mother using the weed. This is a little crazy. Boy, hey, the song said the freaks come out at night, the junkies come out at night too, and they came out tonight for this discussion. Here is an article. I'm gonna just read a little piece of it from the Drug Related Crime Bureau of Justice Statistics. You can look this up, and it says fact sheet. Hold on, bro. I'm reading. I'm talking. He just said it's my time.
No, I'm saying is that what's on the screen?
No, it's not. No, it's not.
Okay.
I just read you the source. Drug Related Crime Bureau of Justice Statistics. And it says, this is a fact sheet, drug related crimes. She said, don't nobody go and do nothing but just, I wish I just had a blunt. Like, niggas is just so chill to smoke weed. This shit is crazy. It says cocaine, heroin, marijuana, and amphetamines are examples of drugs classified to have abuse potential. Drugs are also related to crime, though, crime through the effects they have on the user's behavior and by generating violence and other illegal activity in connection with drug trafficking. Now, this is the fact. This is the people that lock you up for having it. This is the white folks that sit here and say, okay, this one did this. He was on cocaine and he did it. Ain't like crack. That's what the sister said. It ain't like crack. Well, why in the hell is the weed sitting in the same list with the crack? Because it's bad. We not supposed to be smoking nothing. Niggas are not just chill because they get high. Like, you're ridiculous. To sit here and say that you don't know nothing about a woman, right on. To say you've never heard of a woman using drugs and it negatively affecting her kid, it don't necessarily mean that you won't get 6 feet tall. That's not how it works. And the thing with the marijuana is it's a slow killer. It's not something that do you like crack as soon as you start smoking and all your teeth fall out your mouth.
Land your plane, Cop.
Got it. You know what I'm saying? It's not like the crack where your teeth fall out your mouth when you start smoking. Right. You know, it affects you slowly. That's why you Negroes do not believe that it hurts you. That's why when you get these illnesses, they look elsewhere because the marijuana is a slow killer. It don't hit you hard and fast like that. But I'll land and then I'll come back around.
All right. If don't nobody mind, I want to give the sister a chance to rebuttal what Captain K said. Does anybody mind?
No, they don't. Okay.
No, I'm good. I'm good with it.
Go ahead, sis.
Go ahead, sis.
Okay, and so listen, Linda, you are so right about it causing harm to you in some sort of way, right? Like I said, us, me, we, you, somebody, anybody, smoking it cause harm to your lungs. It does, but you're not about to tell me that a woman having a baby while her being high off weed is the same as her being high off crack or heroin. Like, those babies come out crying and yearning for that weed, that heroin, that crack. Like, I'm talking about like uncontrollably crying. Like, no baby come out high off weed. What they want? A bottle. If they come, like, quit playing with me, sir. That is not the same. So you can, as a male, tell me. Like, you cannot tell me that's the same thing. So, like, stop, please. Like, you be stretching it, and I listen. I've been listening to you for a long time, and I can tell when you got something that's like you real passionate about, and that's deep in your heart. You go hard for it. You've been so cool, calm, and collective tonight. Further lets me know that you don't really know what you're on and talking about. But I love you for even being here and trying to, push through and fight the good fight or whatever fight you're trying to fight, because it's a lot more that I've been when really been want to ask you about you and your walk and your life and things of that nature. And weed is the furthest thing from it. So we're going to keep on talking about the weed talk, but just know I need a one-on-one with Captain 10K, right? That's you, right? Yeah, I need a one-on-one with him and G4G. We need a one-on-one because I got a lot of questions, sir. I do. And but let's get back to the weed talk. What were we talking about?
We're right, because this broad totally off. What is she talking about?
Wow. Okay, hold on, slow down. Everybody pause.
Don't call me a broad. Don't call me a broad, because you need to know who I am. You need to know who I am.
Now you call me Linda, but I can't call you broad.
No. It's the thing on Facebook.
Come on now. Come on now. Come on, broad. Come on, broad. Come on, broad. Come on, broad. Don't get in your feelings.
Don't call her broad.
Well, she shouldn't have called me Linda then. She shouldn't have called me Linda.
Clap. Listen. Clap.
It's an
You were talking
expression.
offline. Pause, Clap. Just pause, bro. Just pause. Pause. All right. If
That's crazy.
that's my wife. That's what I'm saying. Pause. Just pause on that. We'll talk on the other side of it.
No,
Why?
yeah. No, but then hold on. Can I say something? Because the
Pause.
lender thing, hold
Pause.
on, can I say something? The lender thing was not a
Pause.
disrespectful thing. It's a little boy on Facebook that's been going around for years, and when he talked to his mama, he was like, "No, listen, lender,
I don't know nothing about
it's
none of
not a
that.
disrespectful thing." Let me get that
I
clear.
don't know nothing
But
about none of
hold
that.
on,
Okay.
listen.
Pause.
But I just want, babe, I just want to let you know where it came from, so it was no disrespect. But at the same time, I'm no punk bitch. Don't do that too. Okay, thank
Okay.
you. Bye.
No pause. Pause. It wasn't no disrespect. Just pause. Cap. We good?
I'm here, bro.
True.
Cap. We good?
Yeah, I'm good, bro. You know, I don't take
Okay.
nothing personal, but I
I
ain't
know.
know that was
Yeah.
real. I
I
don't
just
know who
I just
I
wanted
don't
you to
know
know.
who I'm talking to. You
I know.
understand what I'm saying?
I just
But when I heard the
Cap. Listen
Linda
real quick.
thing,
Pause.
I just came
Cap.
back
Pause
with
real
the
quick.
broad thing. That's
Cap.
all.
Pause.
Y'all know how I
I
do.
just
Go
know you
ahead.
would have handled that different if you would have known that was my wife. That's all.
You know that. Yeah.
I know. So that's where we. No.
Damn.
Hey, but you
Damn.
know
It
what?
shouldn't matter whether it was your wife or
You
not.
know
It
who
should matter if it
I
was
honestly
like
thought
or
that
not.
was.
Fuck.
Nobody my brother, and I would
Pause.
nobody is my brother, and
No.
I
Cap
wouldn't
is saying
go
Cap is
at
saying the
his
same
rib
thing
like
if I
that.
was talking to his wife. Yeah. He didn't know. No. Listen to me. He was finna respond as if it was anybody, but baby, pause. Yeah. Yes. So pause. And me too. No. Baby, it's still genuine. Baby. Oh, okay. Just pause. That's all I was saying. Yeah. Okay. Who next? Tap. Who next?
All right, so it's on
Good.
me. Cannabis
Go ahead,
use,
Fabio.
cannabis use, and the endocannabinoid system. A clinical perspective. So you see, this is why when you get into these conversations, you should actually know some things about the brain. You see, we have a person up here talking from a stance that he really has no business standing from. Okay, this is printed January 1st, 2022. All right, let's see what they have to say about cannabinoids from a clinical perspective. All right, let's see if my screen will scroll down just a tad bit. Societal attitudes towards cannabis, both as a drug of abuse and potential therapeutic, have undergone a marked shift in the past 25 years, resulting in wide-scale changes in legalization, public policy, and marketing of cannabis and its constituents, cannabinoids such as cannabinol. Cannabis has abuse liability, producing positive subjective effects, and repeated use over time can result in a use disorder, which can include withdrawal symptoms, sleep disruption, irritability, anxiety, anorexia, craving, unsuccessful attempts to cut down or quit, and failure to fulfill obligations. The consequences of a cannabis use disorder are rarely as destructive to individual lives as other drugs of abuse can be, which may lead to the perception that cannabis use disorder is a somewhat minor concern. However, a significant subset, 10 to 30% of those using cannabis will develop a cannabis use disorder. All right. Now let's see. That's some of the things you were just talking about. So you know they don't totally disagree with you, which no one does. We've all been saying that the abuse of anything can be what? Bad, harmful. All right. What I want to get to is some of the psychophysiological effects. All right. Let's see. The past few decades have also borne witness to a tremendous investment in our understanding of the endocannabinoid system, beginning with the groundbreaking discoveries of the cannabinoid receptors and endogenous cannabinoids. Although cannabis use has been documented for millennia, only relatively recently have we begun to understand the critical role of the endocannabinoid system in a wide array of psychophysiological functions. You see, sometimes you need to stop halfway reading sources and actually get into some scholarship and study these things. If you took psychology, you probably would have learned some of these things. Um, the cannabis plant. All right, let's get down to some of the benefits. Because, all right, talking about epilepsy. By far, the cannabinoid that is best characterized is delta 9 tetrahydrocannabinol. I think that's what it said. My computer kind of acting slow. I hate that. Yeah, tetrahydrocannabinol, THC, the primary psychoactive component of cannabis, which has been approved by the U.S. Food and Drug Administration in oral, synthetic, and analog form for over 40 years for the treatment of chemotherapy-induced nausea and vomiting. The second cannabinoid that has undergone placebo-controlled testing is cannabinol, CBD, which was FDA approved for the treatment of certain forms of epilepsy in 2018. Clearly, there's widespread use of THC and CBD containing products outside of FDA approved formulations, not to mention all these other cannabinoids or cannabinoids. All right, here go the endocannabinoids. What I was specifically just addressing, the endocannabinoid system, comprising the endocannabinoids, anandamide, and two arachidonoglycerol enzymes for their synthesis and degradation. And the cannabinoid receptor type 1 CB1 and type 2 CB2 is one of the most ubiquitously expressed signaling systems in the brain, contributing to the regulation of stress response and everything you was just screaming and yelling at us. Stress response, anxiety, memory, pain, and motivated behavior across the lifespan. Endocannabinoid signaling also plays a critical role in the development, maturation, and sculpting of neural circuits that continues throughout adolescence. All right, I think I'll stop right about here and let somebody else take over.
Hey, nobody. I gotta rock with this one, Rip. The same article and the thing that you wanted to skip over is where it says, is there a link between marijuana and cancer? You talk about some scholarship and half reading. Why did you skip this part? Why did you skip this? Let's find out. It says smoked marijuana delivers THC and other cannabinoids to the body, but it also delivers harmful substances. Now, you such a scholar, right? You don't have read articles like you just said I did. Nigga, I read the whole article. You understand? I read the whole article. And that's why I'm able to counter what you just said. Goofy dude. Man, you brothers need to get off the drugs. You need to get off the drugs. I'm gonna read it again. It says smoke marijuana. I'm reading it again. Hold on, brother. It says, is there a link between marijuana and cancer? Smoked marijuana delivers THC and other cannabinoids to the body, but it also delivers harmful substances, including many of the same toxins and carcinogens, cancer-causing chemicals found in tobacco smoke. Like you said, this is beneficial. You said it is beneficial to one hand if you use it. Oh, it'll help this, but on the second hand, it's going to cause this. This is not beneficial to the black community. It says, which are harmful to the lungs and the cardiovascular system. This is weird to me. Of how people keep on saying, I've been hearing it since y'all been talking. Yeah, 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 it is harmful to the lungs. You ain't supposed to smoke it. Then how in the fuck could it be beneficial if your body don't need it, don't want it, trying to reject it when you you coughing your ass off because your body don't want the smoke in it. But you're still saying that it's beneficial to the black community. This is ridiculous. And then it says that more research is needed to understand the effects marijuana might have on lung and other respiratory cancers. And the reason, like I said, that it needs to be studied more is because marijuana use is a slow killer. It don't hit you right away. It don't do like what the other brother say, that the sisters ain't out on the corners selling their body for the weed like they do crack. Oh yes they are. They do the same thing, and that is completely disingenuous of you brothers to turn around and deny the actual facts, things that are really going on. That's how I know you don't give a damn about the black community.
That's
It's how I know you don't care about black people, because you want to turn around and just push that to the side and say, "Oh no, that never happens. That doesn't happen." Go ahead, bro.
Oh no, who next? Go ahead, Fabio.
So go ahead, Rocky. You want to continue or what? You want it to go?
Okay, go ahead, Rocky. Rocky first, then we go to Fabio, and then back to you, Cap.
Nah, Sabio can go, man. I was just saying what he was just saying was cap. That's bullshit, bro.
So
ain't no woman on no corner selling herself for no motherfucking weed, bro. That's bullshit, bro.
So
Women do it. They do it.
So again,
and you're a liar. You're a liar.
I'm a liar. You a whole ass nigga. Fuck.
So again, none. I don't. All that. All that. All that. All that.
All that smoke.
Hold up.
All this smoke. You ain't finna do nothing. You ain't finna do nothing over this internet, bro. You sound real tough over the internet.
I ain't say I was gonna do nothing. I ain't say I was gonna do nothing. I just said you.
Wait. Everybody pause.
But I'm saying though, you know you're not finna do nothing, bro.
Wait.
Stop trying to sound tough. Try to sound intelligent.
Come on, bro.
Try to sound intelligent, because you ain't tough. You ain't tough. You ain't tough.
I don't want to put nobody on mute, man.
You ain't tough at all.
Real talk.
So just try to stick to sounding intelligent.
Everybody,
go ahead,
I'm not mute nobody. Rocky, if you had a question for Cap, one question real quick. If you had a specific question for Cap based off of everything that you've heard tonight, I want to give you a few seconds to ask your question, right? Cap, I'm going to give you 2 minutes.
No, it's on me. Let me go, because I'm sitting here chilling.
Okay.
I got questions.
Wait, Fabio, wait. I want to flip it right now, right? I want to put Cap on the hot seat, right? But when it's Cap time to put y'all on the hot seat, I don't want y'all to run, okay?
I'm not going nowhere.
Now, okay. Now, I want to start with Rocky. Rocky, what question do you have to ask Cap? And Cap, you got 2 minutes to answer the question, and then you get a rebuttal, Rocky. Then we're going to go to Sabio. Sabio, you're going to ask Cap a question. Cap is going to get 2 minutes to answer that, and then he's going to get a minute to rebuttal. Then you're going to be able to rebuttal that. And then Cap is going to get a chance to ask y'all to a question, and then vice versa, right? Right, I ain't got to go through it. And Sonny, you got to play a role in this too, my brother. Just give me 1 second, all right?
Got it.
I had no question. I just had that statement.
Okay. Hold up. So, Rocky, you don't want to ask a question to Cap?
Nah, I ain't got no question.
Okay.
Nah.
Yeah, I don't really have any questions either. This is a teaching moment, and that's what I want to take advantage of. I want to continue to teach him about this thing called the endocannabinoids system, because
okay, let me be further.
This is very vital to to this conversation?
Since neither one of you have a question to ask Cap, he had 2 minutes to give an answer to both of your questions. So would y'all mind if I give him 4 minutes just to give a statement?
Wait, can I ask him a question? Could I ask him a question and then and he respond off of that?
Sonny, you wanna ask the question?
Yeah.
It actually wouldn't be fair though if it was on me to go, you know.
No, it wouldn't. It wouldn't. That's why I said you next. So do you want to ask him a question, Sabia?
No, I just want to continue teaching because the questions aren't going to get us anywhere. This is a moment for him to start learning some things about the cannabinoid system before he start making these claims. And if we're not going to actually allow him to learn some things about the brain and how these things affect the brain, then it's not going to actually help us. It's just going to be a circular argument, and he's going to keep repeating the same things we're hearing over and over and over and over and over and over and over again.
You're not smart enough to teach me anything.
Yeah, that's why.
I just read from that same article.
Make it fair, bro.
Yeah. You see, I didn't ever cut you off, and the same article. I did never disagree. I did never disagree with it having harmful effects of smoking.
You just talk. This not your time right here.
Yeah,
you just talking.
Pause. Everybody pause.
Ain't nobody interrupted nobody's time.
Right. Just to be fair, bro. Cap ain't jumped in. Savio, you ain't jumped in either. Rocky, you ain't jumped. Ain't nobody jumped in, right? So I'm just trying to start it from a mutual point, right? I'm giving y'all a chance to question Cap, and Cap a chance to respond, and then I'm giving Cap a chance to question y'all, and him a chance to respond. If y'all forfeit y'all chance to question Cap, then the only right thing to do is now to allow Cap to question y'all and get his rebuttal to y'all response, bro. And then after that, we can go to another segment. I mean,
can I ask a question real quick since we're on the segment?
Sonny is right. Sonny is right. When it was time to question Cap, I did only ask Rocky and Sabio, but Sonny did have a question as well. Sonny, do you have a question for Cap? And then we're going to give Cap a chance to respond. Then you can give your rebuttal, and then it's going to be Cap time.
The question I'm going to ask it's not going to take him that long to really answer. I just want to know.
But the question is on you, bro. Go ahead.
Yeah. When you give examples of Black people going through whatever they go through, or being on the page of where they're so strung out to where they do extraneous things, is there any examples that you have where there are men doing this? Because I noticed that every example you were given was women. And the part two of it is, if there are women out there selling peach leaf like that for weed, I got an ounce. But no, where would they be doing that at?
That was disgusting.
I was joking, but where? Because
Hey, skip you, bro. I'm skipping him. Nobody. I'm skipping his question. That was disgusting to sit here and say that he got an ounce for the women that's selling their body for the drug.
This nigga don't know.
I'm not even answering it. Nigga, it's not a joke. That was disgusting.
Nigga, it was a joke. Nigga, mark ass nigga.
Hey, bros, Cap. Hey, bro, you give me 1 second, bro.
Sonny,
hey, bro. Sonny.
What's up?
Come on, man.
No, I mean, he been dissing everybody. I've been calm about it, even when he said the white boy shit earlier. Like, come on, man. I just asked him a regular question. My regular question was on...
Sonny. You've been on the show the whole time, and you've been listening to the show the whole time. You can agree. I've been being neutral to everybody. Hold on, listen, bro. Wait. Do you have a legitimate?
My legitimate question was what I asked in the beginning was, does he have an example of something being that detrimental? Because everything that he named was something that had to do with a Black female when he was talking about the Black community. Let me rock, because I'm answering you.
I feel you. I feel you.
Because it's a legit question if you're really thinking about it, but he's not really thinking deep. So he first started off when I first came on here, I was talking about the black community and how we can better it. We was talking about weed. I started talking business. He started talking about that was a white boy. That's white boy talking points because I'm talking
Right, I
about us
agree.
growing on business. So
I
I want
agree.
to know where it's on the page of he's talking about that it's detrimental with the black community, but he's saying he's only using examples of females. I want to know some examples of some dudes that, you know what I'm saying, where something is really going on with them over weed. That's it. It's
Okay,
not
pause.
that
Okay,
hard.
pause. Let me sum it up. Cap, this is his question for you. He's saying, based off of everything that they've brought up, right? Like and I ain't gonna lie, bro, they brought up a lot of topics, bro. How marijuana and its usage and all that, how people can benefit from it, not only in the society, but of course the black society, right? He's saying your rebuttal to everything that has been said is the one story that you've given of this one female in her situation, bro. Would I be right, Sonny, and representing you right in that?
Yes, you're right. You're
Okay,
right
all
on
right.
that. And he mentioned a couple of times where it was about some pregnant female, and then he mentioned something else when the queen was talking earlier. But
Okay, no,
overall, it's
I
just
got you, Sonny.
females. I just want to hear
I
a dude example.
got you, Sonny. Would you say so far I'm being fair and unbiased?
Yeah, you
Okay.
good. Everything's straight.
Thank you. So, Cap, he's asking you. He's saying that based off of a lot of things that
Hell
have
no.
been mentioned tonight, when it comes to the positivity of why marijuana should be used, he's saying that the only examples he's mentioned two so far. Now, I ain't saying he may not have more, but so far he's mentioned two. He's given two examples that you've mentioned, but he's saying that you're not addressing all of the topics that have been put out here as to why weed would be more beneficial to the black community than it would be more detrimental to it, bro. What's good?
Okay, first off, with that disgusting comment that he made, shows what type of man he is. To where he
What
say, for the
comment?
women that smoke, I'm talking, bro. For the women that smoke, I got an ounce. You're disgusting. And that's the other side of when I use the women. And I'm gonna go back to what I said. I used one sister that I interviewed for my drug lecture that said that all of the men that were around her was having sex with her for weed. That's what she said. And she started crying about it. That is a problem. The men are running a train. All of them is sleeping with this same girl for some weed. You brothers don't listen because you got weed smoke all in your head.
Wait, so you
You
saying the men
can't
are the problem,
comprehend.
right? You
I'm
saying
saying I said smoking the weed
you
period is a
saying that
problem.
I'm saying
I said I covered it. I
yeah,
covered it
I'm getting
all. I
clarification. I'm
said
Hold
saying
up.
that
don't smoke the weed period. That's what I said.
Pause. I do want to let y'all have a back and forward, bro. Don't get me wrong. I would rather for y'all have a back and forward.
Right. It sounds like the men have a problem to me.
yeah, he's saying yeah, that's what I'm trying to get. Are you saying that because the men are smoking weed that it caused them to run a train on her?
Now let him hold up. Now wait. Let him answer, bro. Hold up, wait.
You clearly
Let
can't
hold up,
listen.
wait. Let Cap give his
I'm
full answer.
asking,
Hold up,
but
wait.
nigga,
This is
Hold
what
on.
the fuck wrong with you?
Pause,
This is
bro.
called
Pause.
clarification.
Everybody
no. What
pause.
the fuck is
Everybody
wrong with
pause.
you?
I'm
Everybody
trying to
pause.
figure it out, nigga.
Everybody,
I'm listening to a slow
everybody
nigga that's
pause.
telling me some bullshit.
No,
No, I don't want to
you
mute
slow.
nobody. I don't want to mute nobody, so everybody pause.
I'll mute
All
it.
of us. Now
You a
listen.
junkie,
Look,
and that's your problem.
Cap. Wait. Cap heard your question. I heard your question, and Cap heard your question, right? Cap, you have 1 minute. Now, bro, give him time to answer, bro. No interruptions, none of that. Give him time to answer your question. Matter of fact, I'm gonna be specific. Ask your question one more time and give him time to answer, bro. Go ahead.
Okay,
And ask
easy.
your question, bro.
Can you give me an example of men where they have been in a bad situation, whatever kind of bad situation it is, the same way you gave example of women.
All right, hold up. Cap, you have 1 minute, and I'm going to give you 30 more seconds. You have 1 minute and 30 seconds to answer his question. No interruptions, bro. Go ahead, Cap.
Okay. Again, the use of marijuana is the problem, period. Smoking it, period, is a problem. When I said that woman in particular, all of those men are sleeping with her, giving her weed so they can have sex with her, that shit is a problem on both parties. I did mention, I don't know if he was in here, but I mentioned I know a brother that almost got murdered. He got pistol whipped, almost killed. He got beat with a gun and he almost died over some weed. I know another brother, I said that the brother puffed it. He said, nigga, give me my damn blunt. He kept hitting it. So the brother stabbed him. And his woman jumped in and was stabbing him too. That's not beneficial to see brothers killing each other over puffing, and passing. That's not beneficial to the black community. So I did give more. I gave more examples than just the women, but I covered it overall and said that weed smoke, period, is detrimental to the black community. So, but you got to pay attention. You got to listen. That's essential. But when you're high and got a lot of smoke in your head,
I wanted to say
you can't understand.
Bro, let him finish. Let him finish.
I just said thank you because he answered it.
I'm right. Yeah, I just want to make it known. I just want to let it be known. The questions that are being asked, and y'all can see on this channel, ain't nobody had more debates than me and Cap. The questions that are being asked, Cap is answering the questions. We may not like it, we may disagree with it, but I would have to say, based off of all the debates that I've had with the brother, he is answering the questions, bro. You know what I'm saying? So, Cap, are you finished?
Yeah, I'm finished. Nobody.
Do you want to give a response to that, Sonny?
I said it. I said thank you. I said he answered the question. Like I'm a direct person.
I got you, son. Sabio, do you have a question for Cap?
So I've heard all the examples that he used. But my question is, can we say the same has been done with people who have been drunk, people who have been stabbed and shot because somebody didn't pass the bottle, or they was too drunk and they couldn't control themselves and they got mad, so they went and they shot up the club, or they got behind the wheel of a car and they
But drinking in the Bible, though, Sabio. Drinking in the Bible.
Right. But you see, this is the juxtaposition that he takes. And it's kind of crazy that he's looking at those few incidents, and I have some incidents that I can say that were bad. Like I said, I know some people who have been robbed for weed, who have been shot and killed for weed. I know some people. That doesn't mean any of it is right. I'm not telling nobody to not go out and drink.
Oh.
Can we Sabio, because Sabio be good at this. Can we talk about the psychological the mind frame of black people today and why we do the certain things that we do? Because it kind of goes in with what Cap is trying to say, or what he's saying as far as bringing the weed in. But the same thing that went on with the chicken sandwich is the same thing that went on with what he's talking about with the weed. So it's really the mind frame of black people today. It's not really what they're actually inducing into their body. Because a lot of people, we use excuses saying that it's what's induced into the body. Oh, they have too much iron when she's pregnant, or oh, she's been drinking, or oh, this and this and that. And this is why people are the way that they are. But in reality, we never talk about the upbringing. In reality, the upbringing is what trains the mind, and our minds are trained to be a certain way.
Right.
Okay. Now look. Okay, Cap. Hold up. Now we got to give Cap time to respond to everything he just heard. Cap.
Yeah, real
I'm
quick.
I'm 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 gonna give you another
Oh, go
minute,
ahead, bro.
bro. Go ahead.
No sweat. To what Savio said and started mentioning alcohol and other things and cars and all that. The topic is DMG and open panel 420. Is marijuana use detrimental or beneficial to black people? We ain't talking about alcohol. We ain't talking about somebody getting mad and shooting up a club. We ain't talking about nothing else. We talking about marijuana use. That's why we need to stay on topic.
I'm
You know
talking
what I'm
about
saying?
personal
That,
experiences like you.
that's why we
No, no,
need no
let them go,
no.
y'all.
But
Everybody pause.
but
It's Cap turn. It's
everything
Cap turn. It's
but
Cap go. Go
but
ahead, Cap.
everything that I mentioned has been on topic. It's been about marijuana. I ain't bring up my drunk uncle. You know what I'm saying? I ain't bring up my crackhead uncle. I ain't bring up my aunties and people that I saw in the neighborhood, my partners, mamas, and all that smoke crack and did heroin. I ain't bring that up because that's not the topic. The topic is marijuana use detrimental or beneficial to black people? And you cats have not proved that it's beneficial. You all are even saying out of your own mouth. That's how big of a hypocrite you all are. It's to say, yeah, I seen people get killed over, but I ain't telling nobody not to stop. I don't want my brothers and
What
sisters
the
getting
fuck?
killed over no weed. I didn't want my brothers and sisters fight. We spoke out against the fighting in the damn Popeyes over the chicken sandwiches. We speak out against that dumb shit too. Somebody had
I
mentioned
watched that show. I watched that show.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? We speak out against every damn thing that will harm our people, man. Not just we. Y'all taking it personal because you all are junkies. I'm not taking it personal. Personal. I'm against all illicit drugs. I'm against all stupidity. I'm against all wickedness. You understand? It don't matter what we speak out against
Well,
all of it. We want our
hey,
people
Cap,
to
Cap,
come
I'm gonna
together.
give you another minute.
Go
I'm
ahead.
gonna give you another minute. I want to ask you this, bro.
All right, go ahead.
Have you ever did any weed or any like tobacco or any other drugs in your time here on this earth?
I got you, and I'm gonna be totally honest with you. My aunt, when I was about 6 years old, my mama almost killed her. I was about 6 years old. And it was a corner store right down the street, and she and my mother and my aunts, they had got molested by my grandfather, and he was a big drug dealer. He sold a lot of weed, and he gave them all weed to heal their pain, and they became some horrible junkies, right? And they turned around, and my mother, you know what I'm saying, she smoked it, but she was not as worse off as my auntie. My aunt was out there in the streets, and y'all know what I'm talking about, right? So my auntie came in and said she was smoking a cigarette, and she said, "Here, nephew, you want something from the store?" I said, "Yeah, I ain't tell you." She said, "Here, well, hit this cigarette in." So she gave me the cigarette, and I hit it. You know, so I didn't know what the hell I was doing with it. I'm 6 years old, but I just know I see people putting it in their mouth, so I just did the same thing, right? So when I got a little older, I never smoked weed. I was totally turned off by the smoke of marijuana. Almost everybody in my family got high, and they all had been molested. They all had was traumatized by somebody. Something happened. You understand what I'm saying? And thank God that it didn't happen to me. My mother protected me. You know what I'm saying? She protected me and my little brother. So she told me, she said, "Son, do as I say and not as I do." My mom told me, "Don't smoke no weed," because she knew why she was smoking it, right? So I never did. It was just totally unattractive to me. But what I did do was everybody used to, you know what they call peer pressure. You know what I'm saying? Everybody used to ask me to smoke. "Man, smoke with me, cuz. Smoke with me, nigga. Smoke with me." And I'm like, "Man, I don't smoke." You know what I'm saying? I don't smoke. I don't smoke. So one day, um, one of my partners said, "Come on, dog, you gotta smoke with me, man. You gotta smoke." I said, "Give me that goddamn blunt." So I hit it, held the smoke in my mouth, blew it out, and started coughing. I was faking. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
I didn't know how to smoke. I just did it so he could shut the fuck up. Stop asking me. You know what I'm saying? And as I started coughing, he said, "Oh, my nigga high as a mother, man. He hella high." And I wasn't. I just held the smoke in my mouth and I blew it right out. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying?
Got
So
you.
no,
Got you.
I never smoked anything. I never done any type of drug. Look at the junkie got to come off, got to
No,
put his
no,
camera
no,
on
no,
now
no. Wait,
to
Cap. No,
show
Cap.
that he's
Don't even
smoking.
focus on
That's
that. Cap. Don't
ridiculous,
focus
man.
on that. Don't focus
That
on that. Don't focus on that.
junkies are
No, don't
ridiculous.
focus. Cap. Don't focus on that. Don't focus on
Hey,
that.
Good
I
night.
I want y'all. I want the
I knew the
audience.
captain
No,
would
wait real
break
quick,
his
Sonny. Wait,
discipline
Sonny,
that
Sonny,
easy.
Sonny.
Good
You can go,
good
Sonny,
night.
Sonny. You can go next.
You broke
Just wait,
your neck to
wait.
show the
Everybody,
world
wait.
you a junkie.
Everybody, wait. Everybody, pause. Come on, man. I got a point
That's
to make. I got a
comedy.
point to make. Come on, y'all. I got a point to make real quick. Now,
Me
y'all
too.
seen
Yeah.
That's why
how?
I did it. You
Wait.
know, I always
Now,
got opinion.
y'all seen how I asked my brother Cap that question, right? Now, I'm gonna be 100. He was long-winded, but y'all seen how he directly answered the question, right? You see what I'm saying? So we can't knock people for being long-winded, man, as long as the question is being answered, and that's why we can't cut nobody off. Yeah, he directly answered my question. Now, the answer to his question, my question was, Cap, have you ever smoked weed? Have you ever smoked tobacco or in any of that? He gave me a story about his mama. He gave me a story about his auntie, and that story led to why no, he's never did any of those things. In the time that he did do it, he faked it when he did do it. That was the answer to the question. Cap, would I be right?
That's absolutely correct.
All right. So based off of
I
what my
think
brother
you was
Cap has
right. I
said,
think
Sonny,
that
Sonny,
he answered it.
Sonny, Sonny,
I think
Sonny,
that I
Sonny,
hold on.
Sonny,
Let me say something to you.
Sonny,
To you.
Sonny, Sonny. Now, hold on, listen,
Go ahead.
Sonny. It's your turn. Go ahead.
No, I wanted to say something to you because no, I think he answers questions, but it's a lot of people that do answer questions. It's the way that you go about answering questions. So if I be like, "Hey, you hoe ass nigga, this and this and that," and then I start answering your questions, it throws everything off. Or if I'm like, "Oh, you just a dumb motherfucker," or this woo woo, and then I start talking shit about whatever it is, it throws everything off, especially if the
Now, Sonny,
audience
let me
is
agree with you.
hold on,
Let me agree with you real
especially
quick.
because
Let me agree
it
with
gets
you.
to
I want
what
to agree with you.
Savio is trying to do, because
No.
it
Listen,
throws.
bro. Listen. I want to agree with you, Sonny. I want to agree with you, bro. I want to agree with you, right?
Yeah, because
That is
Savio's
true,
trying to
bro.
teach right now, and it's on the page of where.
Hold up. And not just Sabio. I hear this all the time, right? Because I mean, me, I'm a Christian apologist, and I've been in this thing for like 12 years, right? Sometimes that's a tactic, you know. Sometimes it's a tactic to be long-winded, bro. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's a tactic to see if I could get a person to blow up before I answer their question or while I'm answering their question, right? And I used to be the same way, bro. I used to be like, hey, man, I'm asking a person a yes or no, a question. Hey, does 1 + 1 = 2? Yes or no? And what I want is to yeah, it do, or no, it don't. But over my time of being in what I do online, sometimes, I ain't saying all the times, sometimes though, you got to let a person answer the question in their own way.
Yeah,
You get what
I
I'm
ain't
saying?
talking about long
And
winded though, because I have an attention span to be able to. I've been doing these debates, so I have an attention span to listen and pay attention and not jump in while people is talking. But
right.
the whole thing is what I was saying. When you start disrespecting first, and then I'm gonna answer the question, or I'm gonna just talk shit about somebody, then I'm gonna answer the question. It
No.
makes it where
I was getting to that
it
though.
makes it
I
sound.
was getting
Hold
to
up,
that.
let me finish. It makes it sound like you're bringing more emotion and feeling into the answer versus facts. So this is what
Right,
throws the
right.
audience off.
Right, and I 100% agree. But my overall point is like, even if it is for a person to bring that smoke before they answer the question, to not get frustrated and to not, you know what I'm saying, just like turn up and do all that. I feel like now I don't like to use a clock, but as you notice, that's why tonight I've been using a clock just to let a person get out whatever they want to get out. You know what I'm saying? I don't care if it's ad hominems or whatever, long as you're answering the question, right? But you know, it people operate different ways, bro. And
No,
I ain't gonna lie.
get you. I
Tonight,
get you. I
you've
get
been
you.
fire.
No,
Right.
I get you. Because
Can
it's
I say
almost like,
something?
yeah, go ahead.
And
Because I've
yeah,
been sitting back.
and I just feel like that when we know, and sometimes we don't know, right? But when we know the individual or individuals that we're dealing with, we got to let them do their thing and still get out of them what we're trying to get out of them. You get what I'm saying? And that's just how I feel about it. You know, but I do enjoy everybody. Sabio, you already know how mean you are, bro. Everybody been cordial tonight, bro. Like I really been appreciating it. You know what I'm saying? But
I ain't gonna
Let me
lie,
say something.
for the most part, Cap
Let me
had
say
me
something real
laughing
quick.
like a motherfucker earlier, especially when he started talking about the white boy thing. Like that had me dying.
Captain
I
Nigga,
was
man.
Yo,
dying.
let me say something real
Captain
quick.
Negro, man.
Yo, let me say something real quick because
Go
I'm
ahead,
finna
Sabio.
take my black ass to sleep.
Yeah.
It's funny that when you make comparisons to something that the world and most scientists and most psychologists and doctors agree, like alcohol is worse than marijuana. When you compare it to and you use it in this conversation, just to use it as an example, not to say that it's better or worse. No, I'm just using it as an example, as you were using examples about people being raped and misused for marijuana. I'm using them as comparisons. People miss the comparison and then they throw an ad homage. You know, it's kind of that's the problem right there. I don't like the dude at all. At all. I can't stand him. If I was to see him, I'd probably run up on him trying to fight him, honestly. Because he's disrespectful to our people and he think he upholds our people, but he doesn't. I ain't said anything about his religion because it's not about his religion. It's about marijuana usage. And it's the fact that marijuana usage has helped thousands of people in numerous ways. So because you can pull up some examples that are detrimental and bad for people, some people and in those instances, don't make it bad for a whole community of people that suffer from numerous psychological, sociological, emotional problems. And no and everything we've tried and are continuing and have continued to try has not been working. We are continuing to see black men off of methamphetamine, all types of drugs, alcohol, whatever, shooting people, raping, doing whatever, men and women. You continue to see this. And it's not because of the drugs, it's because of the mental structure. It's because of the brain that the things that has been affecting them in their communities in their lives that they're not able to deal with. So some of these things you're saying marijuana aren't helping people with, they are. So stop being so small-minded and stuck. I'm not a junkie. I don't promote marijuana usage for everybody in the world. I'm not going around telling everybody to pick up a blunt or pick up a bong and smoke weed. If it's something that you choose to do it and do it in a way that is effective for you to continue to live your life. Because if you don't, then it's time to seek treatment. And that's with anything.
All right, now y'all give Cap a time to respond. Go ahead, Cap.
Yeah, I'm gonna first respond to what he said about he don't like me. Who cares? Then he said he'll run up on me, brother. You won't even come out your front yard to see me. First of all, you was in the building right across the strip, and you was scared to come over there and see me. Like what you talking about, you'll run up on something, nigga. Please, hey, nobody. This dude was in the bar and grill over there. That's right there next to our school, where the building we at. And the brother didn't come see me like what he said, so we know that's a joke. But anyway, I'm gonna read this here. This is from the National Center for Drug Abuse Statistics, right? And this is marijuana addiction is rates and usage statistics. That's what this is talking about. And I'm gonna skip down to the youth part. This is very interesting to me. It says marijuana use among youth. Statistics related to marijuana use among the nation's youth are some of the most noteworthy and perhaps the most concerning. Among all grades, disapproval of marijuana and perceptions of harm continue to decrease because of people like you that are pushing, oh, there's nothing wrong with the weed. There's nothing wrong with it. Studies show that 3,300 teens try weed for the first time every day, which showcases its distinct prevalence among youth. There are a number of new risks emerging in the community as marijuana becomes more and more popular because of junkies like you all that support it. We're having problems in the hood and you're ignoring it. Like you said earlier, hey, you get depressed and you smoke weed and get happy. It only numb you for a second, man. You understand? That's all. And you're going to get right back depressed once you don't have the dope. Okay? And then it says here, and it says, considering that marijuana is being introduced and exposed to individuals at increasingly younger ages, many argue that smoking marijuana will lead to a future of substance abuse. And then what they end up listing right here after this is the people that turn around and that weed led to other things. It led to, and it's like we say all the time, I ain't the one made it up, that marijuana is a gateway drug to all the other ones. You understand? And it turns around and it's breaking out a whole long list of other drugs that people started using behind the weed. Okay, and then it says the effects of marijuana on teenagers. Oh boy. Okay, and it says, let me get to the point. I'm trying to get to the point real quick. 19% of teen drivers have reported driving under the influence of marijuana. We already know that's bad. You driving your car, man. St. Louis is hey, it's almost looking like a junkyard on the streets. All the damn cars that's torn up everywhere, and a lot of it is due to driving around, getting high, smoking weed. You can see the smoke and shit in these people's cars. Marijuana is the most common illicit drug found in drivers who die in accidents. That's the most common illicit drug that people get found in a system when they die from crashing their goddamn car. But you say that it's beneficial to the black community. You wanted to bring up alcohol when it says marijuana is the most common illicit drug found in drivers who die in accidents. You understand? Like, this is ridiculous, man. And I could just keep going on and on and on. Research shows girls ages 14 through 15 who use marijuana daily were 5 times more likely to suffer from depression at age 21. Why in the hell is smoking weed a benefit to our the black community, to our people, if they gonna suffer from depression at the age of 21? You understand? Daily use in young women is also associated with the significant increase in the chance of reporting a state of depression and anxiety. It's getting worse and worse. Like, you can't sit here and say it's beneficial just because it has medicinal purposes. Our people they're not using it medicinally. They're not going to the doctor and saying I have this ailment, and then the doctor actually prescribes them a pill form of the marijuana, not no damn blunt. You understand? They're not supposed to be smoking no blunts. 13% of our young users will become dependent on the drug. You become a junkie, like the brother had to do. He had to come off his camera, turn his camera on to show everybody in the world that he's a junkie. Marijuana can also negatively affect cognitive function, with regular use potentially causing a drop in the IQ of up to 8 points. I could just keep going on. The list goes on and damn on. Okay, but I can't keep going on because I got to go down to Kansas City in the morning for camp. So nobody, you've been excellent, brothers. It's been an excellent discussion. You understand? I am completely passionate about our people getting clean, living nice, clean lives, not being junkies. You understand? Getting off all of the dope that you could be on, whatever it is. I'm against all of it. You understand? That's why it ain't personal to me that you all are mad and attacking me because I hate the thing that you smoke. I hate the crack that people smoke. I hate the pills that people pop. I hate the heroin that people jack. You understand? I hate the cigarettes that people smoke. It's disgusting.
I hate the books that people don't read.
And our people,
I hate the alcohol people. I hate the alcohol people drink.
Hold on. Yeah. Alcoholic people aren't supposed to be alcoholics. You're correct. I hate that too.
It's heavy. You gotta admit it's heavy in the camp.
So what are you talking about? Alcohol abuse. What camps are you speaking about, bro? I'm in the ISUPK. So I can only speak on what they do in the
I'm out here
ISUPK.
in LA, so it's only the ICP. What is that? ICUC, whatever the hell that is out here. It sounds like a school. It's something like that. Which one is Daniela from?
I don't know who you're talking about, bro.
No, I was talking to Savio.
Oh,
I don't know where Daniela from. I don't pay attention to these dudes like that.
Yeah. Well, ICU, whatever. I'm not good with these acronyms with the camps like that. Come on, man. Like that should be up your alley. Like y'all don't know each other, or y'all beefing like Crips and Bloods or something.
Who said we was beefing? I said I don't know him. I ain't say I don't fuck with him. Pay attention. Like if you wasn't smoking, you might be able to comprehend.
Asking you, I'm
but you would not have said, you know what, you would not have made such a dumb statement
and
asking a question. And no, I heard what you said, and it's dumb.
On, man.
You gotta listen and pay attention, right? No, I am better than a nigga to smoke weed.
You right.
And here's the thing. You wouldn't even ask me that when I just said I don't know who you're talking about. Who eat man, Savio, bro, stop it.
I
boy,
get
you like you Savio.
Trust and believe that. I don't give a fuck what my voice sound like, nigga.
Come on, bro. I ain't said nothing about your voice, bro. Stop it.
Trust
you niggas sound stupid.
I don't give a fuck what I sound like.
Anyway,
I don't
like
sound
I
like
said,
a nigga that ain't had no pussy until
getting back to what you were saying with the people that smoking.
Like I said, what I said was I don't know them.
No.
So now you're gonna start asking me about a beef,
brother.
I didn't say I was beefing with nobody.
No, listen.
I said I can only speak. No. You listen to me. I said I can only speak on the ISUPK because I'm in it. I said I can't speak for no other group.
I feel you.
You talk about what camps do. I don't know what they do
because I'm in it.
You understand?
I can't speak for no Hoovers.
You
that kind of shit. I feel you. It sounds just like the same shit. So look.
Yeah. Whatever.
I wanted to get back to the information and education.
Is marijuana a gateway drug?
This what I'm finna do though. I just read it. I read several articles. You understand? Like I just said, I got to hit the highway to do the work of the Lord in the morning. You
I
understand?
Gotta clean up some of that misinformation.
You brothers have at it. You understand? And I'm gone.
Have a good night. Be safe, brother.
So Before I end, let me clean up this misinformation about that last comment he made about the gateway drug shit. This comes
Oh, I
from the
wanted to get
Center
on
for
that.
Disease Control.
Oh,
This comes from the Center for Disease Control. Risk of using other drugs, marijuana, and public health. Health. Researchers disagree on whether
you went out, Sabio.
Yo, can y'all hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Damn. Let me. Can y'all hear me? Can y'all still hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
However, there is limited evidence suggesting that using marijuana increases the risk of using other drugs. Most people who use marijuana do not go on to use other harder drugs. People who use marijuana and do go on to use other drugs, including alcohol and tobacco, may have a higher risk of dependence or addiction to those drugs, especially if they started using marijuana at an early age and use it frequently. People of any age, sex, or economic status can develop a substance use disorder for marijuana or other drugs. The following things can affect the likelihood of substance use disorder: family history, having another mental health illness such as anxiety or depression, peer pressure, loneliness, or social isolation, lack of family involvement, drug availability, socioeconomic.
You went out again.
uh well, I'm back. That's just small. That's just one small source. So for him to sit up here and make that claim that marijuana is a gateway drug, this is from somebody who actually has a problem, and you who has a problem with marijuana because he has a problem with it. Whatever made him have that problem, he has that problem. And I want y'all to notice one thing. Had I not mentioned alcohol, he wouldn't have mentioned alcohol. He went
Yeah.
through all those other things, but if when I said alcohol, he said it.
But he did want to stick to the topic because I had something I wanted to speak on too when he was talking about the gateway drug, because in reality, if you look at it, right, mostly your churches, your synagogues, your mosques, your camps, they all came from being sinners out here smoking weed and all that stuff. So in reality, if they didn't take that gateway drug, they wouldn't be part of their camp, right?
Right, right.
So and that would make their camp full of junkies.
Ex prisoners and things like that. You
No.
know, ex people that sold drugs to the community and things like that. You know, the whole argument is kind of it's kind of hard to actually have because you can't say that and I understand the juxtaposition that we're in. It's a hard juxtaposition to be in. It's like we're sitting here condoning marijuana use, but we know it has side effects, and we're willing to admit that those side effects are there. But we always say it's in moderation. It's in the way you use it and what you use it for and how you're using it. When you use marijuana and it makes you to where all you're doing is wonder how you gonna get your next blunt and you don't have the money to get it, that's a problem. Because then there's no telling what you're willing to do. When you get to that level, it's time to go to rehab.
Yeah. I think that they don't think that because you're into it, you know how they're into the Bible, so it's hard for them to separate reality from the Superman characters and shit like that. So it's on the page of like with us, because we can distinguish like what we actually do and talk about Like the reality method is like, okay, boom, it is bad for you for this and this and that. Okay, I could see that. Oh, but I could also see it is good for you for this and this and that. And for other people, it's like it's hard for them to understand that you're into it and you can see the badness in what you're into. Whereas they don't do that. So, you know what I'm saying? So that's why it creates conflict. And then, like, even with me, like, I haven't even made a standpoint on any of it. I really be like mostly asking questions. And off the top, it's like, you are trying to condone this and you're trying to hurt our people. And like, what the hell? If anything, like I just traded stock on a weed company from Canada yesterday and made some money. Like, you know, I'm talking about some real shit where we can actually build. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like the agriculture part was where we can actually create a situation where we can have our own people doing our own farming. We can have our own people doing our own landing projects. We can have our own people setting up exchanges. We can
Right.
have our own people, you know what I'm saying? Just doing multiple things in multiple steps that we would be doing anyway if we're working for these white people. Why
And
not
you know,
create something for ourselves? And if we have this for ourselves as a whole community, that's why I was asking him, what part are you talking about? Because not everybody is black and not everybody agrees with the community. So, you know,
right.
what part are you talking about? That's what I meant. And
And you
so,
know, there
what
was
up?
something else. There was something else, some interesting that he said, and it's about the brain and about the age. And this is key. The
So,
younger
hey,
you start
bro,
using,
if I could throw this in real quick, I just want to say, man, we had a real good dialogue tonight. And Sabio, appreciate you, my brother, man. And I just want to applaud, pat everybody on the back that for the conversations that we had tonight and they're not getting out of hand. Continue, Sabio.
so the one thing that he kept overlooking was the age of the people that he mentioned. And anything that you start at a young age, and this is why I wanted to try to teach you, because your prefrontal cortex does not start developing until you're at least 22, sometimes 25 for me. Your prefrontal cortex, and if you know anything about the prefrontal cortex, that is where your logical thinking comes from, your decision making and all that. So once you start learning these things about the brain, you will start understanding how logic at young ages, when you start smoking marijuana and abusing drugs and things at a using drugs at a young age, can hinder your development later on in life. If your prefrontal cortex is the last part of your brain to start developing, and it controls logical thinking, decision making, and things like that, and you start using any substance that alters the brain, you're going to have neurological problems.
Okay, okay. If I can jump in here real quick, man, and y'all can attack me, you know, since Cap gone, if y'all want to. But while y'all are attacking me, I just want to say a lot of stuff that y'all said tonight, I do agree with. You know, me being the host of this show, I was told that the opposition believed that weed is the same thing as crack cocaine. I would have to disagree with that. You know what I'm
I would
saying?
totally have to disagree with that too. They're not even in the crack cocaine is a Schedule One drug, as I was just
right.
like this ain't weed ain't even in the category of a Schedule One drug.
How about
Right.
this? Give me an example of somebody who grew their own crack cocaine, because I grow my weed.
But hold up though now. Now y'all finna jump on me in a minute, right? Now I just want to give. I just want to be fair. I just want to be fair. So let me say this. Um, I do agree with y'all that if it comes down to comparing weed to crack cocaine, I totally disagree. I started smoking weed at like 13. You know, I'm a 38-year-old man now, and I do have my disagreements with smoking weed, but that don't just go for weed. It goes for any kind of smoking, period. You know, if that makes sense to y'all, right? But I do have my agreements with medication, you know what I'm saying, in whatever form that it comes in outside of smoking, as which we've heard edibles being mentioned tonight. You know what I'm saying? We've heard different forms
Right.
of
So
being able to have medication outside of us putting it in our lungs. And this is what I'm against, right? Me being a smoker of weed since the age of 13, and I started smoking tobacco before that, right? I agree. Any smoke, I don't care what kind of smoke it is. Like, you know, like it can be, you can be burning a candle, you can be burning, I don't care what it is, right? Inhaling smoke is a detriment to our body. That's a fact. I don't care how nobody feel about that. That's a fact. That's 100% right. But there are more than one way to intake marijuana, right? So if a person want to say that marijuana is a detriment to our body, then I would have to disagree with that. You get what I'm saying? Because THC, however you get it, I'm not saying marijuana is the only way to get it.
you know, we produce it naturally also. That's why I brought up endocannabinoids.
But you hear the mixture. You hear the mixture of it, and the mixture of their argument is based on them saying marijuana is bad for you if you smoke it. Whether you smoke it or you eat it, it still does the same thing. But they're trying to say that the mental effects, I mean the smoking effects from it affecting your lungs. Because when we say that, like with me, if I say yeah, it does has harmful effects, I'm talking about what it does to your lungs because it's just like smoking cigarettes or whatever, how it affects it, but not where it affects your mental capacity. Because we have some of the people that's the smartest people on the planet that actually smoke weed and they're in better positions than camping
So how you feel about
the
this,
camp.
Sonny?
You know,
Sonny, how you feel about this? Because I know you and Sabio would agree that a sword has two edges, right? Okay, for example, if I, and Sabio are people who graduated from Harvard, right? And we graduated in the field of whatever, let's just say economics or whatever, right? Us smoking weed, teaching economics would be different than a person who's never experienced what we've experienced smoking that same drug. They could go way left off the path without experiencing what we've experienced than we could. Would y'all agree with that?
I don't know.
I get what you. I get what you're saying,
I understand
and
what you're
no, I
saying
don't.
too,
I
but
don't
I
agree
don't
with
think
it.
I could agree with that.
Okay.
Yeah,
Why? Because
because
it'll all come down to the individual
I want
person.
to give Sonny.
Yeah,
I
I
want
was
to give
gonna say
Sonny a
that.
minute to. I want to give Sonny a minute to explain why he disagrees, and then Sabio give you a minute to explain why you disagree. Go ahead, Sonny.
I mean, it's simple. It's just everybody is different. It would affect everybody different. So some people are naturally dumbasses, and it don't matter how much weed you smoke, it's not gonna help. And then some people, like when I like to study, I've always been like that since high school. It helps me study more, and I stay more focused. And I'm really a nerd, so I like to study. So I stay focused when I do it. So everybody's different. But I've seen a lot of niggas that do smoke and they be stuck. I've seen a lot of niggas who don't smoke and they still be stuck. Can't even get out of the Bible. I mean, go ahead, Savior.
Right.
Wait for Sabio to go real quick. I want to agree with you, bro. Back, like I used to be a musician. I used to be an entertainer. And I'm just gonna admit, bro, like I was more in the zone, whatever you want to call that zone. I was more in the zone when I smoked than when I was sober, right? You see what I'm saying? And it was like, okay, even though other people did the entertainment side that I did, I was better. Well, at least in my own opinion, I was better at them in it if I was off of that drug than if I was sober. So I think I kind of agree with you. Go ahead, Sabia.
So that's what basically I was gonna say. Some similar to what Sonny said. It all depends on the individual. Like I didn't start smoking weed till I was 21. So for him to call me a
Right.
junkie or anything, he really don't know me. I literally took my first hit of a blunt when I was on my 21st birthday.
Let me say one thing, Sabia. Let me say one thing. Let me defend my brother Cap real quick. He did not say that you or Sonny or any of y'all were the junkie. He said that
No,
what
no,
y'all
no.
was
I got
saying
you. I
sounded
got you.
junkie. Yeah, right, right,
I
right,
got you.
right.
I
Go
got
ahead.
you. I got you.
Go ahead, Sabia.
But I guess he assumed that we all started smoking weed young. I didn't start smoking weed
Like
till I
me,
was
like me.
21.
Yeah,
And,
I'm
and the
surprised.
reason
Yeah.
why was because I started learning about the brain and I
Right.
wanted to fully develop my body. I didn't want anything to affect my body from growing. So I did my best to stay away from cigarettes, alcohol, beer, weed, everything until I
Okay.
was like, all right.
Sabia, how do you feel about a person like me, bro? I started
I don't,
smoking
it
at
don't,
like.
I know I have friends who started smoking at your age. That don't bother me, bro. Some of my best friends started smoking at your age. I mentioned one of them. He's 5'7". He may be like 5'5". Grown man, was one of the best running backs in Pasadena football ever. Got records at his schools that he played for. You walk through the high schools, you would see his name up there. He couldn't go to the NFL. He couldn't get any scholarships and stuff because he was too short. His height stopped him. His brother too. I know so that doesn't bother me. It's
And you
how
brought
you
that up earlier too.
right. It's how you continue to move on with smoking that marijuana. If you choose to move forward and do something else, stop or graduate to another drug, you make a choice. None of them men graduated to another drug. They all smoke weed, probably to this day. This 30 years later, we're all around the same age, couple years apart. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years apart. They all started smoking weed before me though. And some doing better than me, some doing as well as me, some may be doing worse. But the majority of them are living, they're not in jail, they're not cracked out. So what can I say? It's how you choose to use it and affect your life and what it does for you and the problems that you have in your life. If you're a person that suffers from depression and marijuana helps makes it easier for you to cope day to day, and you don't need nothing but you a little 1 hit or 2 hits of a joint or a hit of a bomb and you good for 3 days, then hey, handle your business. If it's a pill, if it's a edible, you bite you a cookie, and that cookie had you gone for a week. Handle your
That nigga said a
business,
week.
B. I'm just saying.
Hey,
It's
That's
bro,
crazy.
I want
Yeah,
to
I don't
say,
know about that.
while you saying what you're saying, bro, take about 2 or 3 minutes to give your closing statements, and I'm gonna let Sonny give his closing statements. We've been on here about 3 hours, Sabio, so you would
Oh
agree,
yeah.
it's about time to close it down.
So yeah, for all my weed heads, continue smoking your weed. We gonna keep pushing to legalize it. And if people need it for whatever situation, if it helps your life, helps you cope with the madness of the world, then hey, do you. Don't let nobody take Mary Jane, because Mary Jane ain't stopped nobody. And Mary Jane, she ain't hurt nobody. She just want to be your friend.
Man, okay. Hey, if that didn't say me up, did your closing words, bro? You got anything else to say?
Y'all can catch me on Psychological Shackle Breakers. Peace.
Peace. Hey, Sonny, these your closing words, my brother. Take about a minute or two, and everything you heard, based off everything you heard and everything, man, go and give your closing words, my brother.
Um, well, first of all, you could check me out on the Urban Economic show that Mo usually hosts, Sister Monica Lamb on the Dagger Squad, and we deal with all types of economics as far as stocks. We deal with real estate. We deal with taxes. We have people on there that have different businesses that are well rounded in different areas. Um, First and foremost, getting back to this, I just want to say I'm not biased on anything. I think that there are harmful effects and there are great effects. At the same time, I think that no one should judge anybody. And the fact that we have real psychological issues going on in the black community, it shouldn't be pinpointed on one thing. And this one thing is why everybody is the way that they are. Because in reality, it starts from the home. And if you don't look at how the family structure is and how it's really unfolding now, and through the years how it's been, and it's getting worse and worse and worse with the single black households, it gets on the page of where you have men that don't want to listen and don't want to learn, and then they start growing up being on the page to where they hear other men from the streets wearing ties around their head speaking words, and they feel like that's a real man. And so that's the only type of thing that they want to hear. But in reality, it's not real. You have to get out there, you have to experience life, and you have to actually start reading real books. Peace.
Oh yeah, one more thing before we go.
All right, go ahead, Fabio.
That night that I was over there on the lot where he mentioned, I was on a date. So I wasn't thinking about him on that night. I was on a date with my woman. We went there to go enjoy some poetry and eat and drink and go enjoy ourselves afterwards. So oops. I apologize if I didn't stop through the ISUPK school. You wasn't on my mind that night.
Yeah. Oops to him. Hey, no, real talk, man. Say yo, man. I appreciate you coming on, man.
Shit. Shit.
Sonny, I appreciate you coming on too, man. Captain 10K. That was Sutek or Sekou, Sabia?
Sutek.
Sutek. Sutek, I appreciate you coming on, man. I appreciate everybody that joined the panel, man. This was a discussion that was supposed to happen on 420. We just a couple of hours late. You know what I'm saying? But I appreciate everybody's perspective, man. Like I said, I appreciate everybody coming through. Sabio, I definitely appreciate you, man, for coming through, giving your perspective, bro. You know what I'm saying? This has been Paradigm Shift TV 314.
420 all day.
I am your brother, nobody. I always trying to tell everybody about somebody who can save anybody, and that is Jesus Christ. We will catch y'all in the next one. That's peace.